Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Shack in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
That's a sick intro.
This is a very special.
Oh, come on.
It's a crossover episode.
It is.
Dirty Sports meets Dirty Politics.
Meets You're on the List.
Meets yeah.
Fucking
Meets,
my
meets-
special. Meets the Cobra Kai. Meets Trevor. Trevor the intern.
I think the next Dirty Sports Podcast Network show has to be you and Trevor.
Oh, absolutely. Just
Trevor
complimenting each other?
Yeah, doing it. Like, you have to teach him how to be an Italian man. He's currently an Italian boy.
Yeah, well, there's something I'm going to start doing for All Things Comedy. We're over there now. It's called The Degenerate Gentleman, and it actually teaches fucking millennials how to behave, how to act like a fucking man again, how to shake hands and tie a tie. And
Is this just a Brett thing? Or
Well, can we intro Brett? Because people are like, who the
I mean, I think everybody recognizes
Come
Brett's
on.
voice at this point.
well, don't you have any new listeners?
Yeah, I was going to say,
I haven't been here in 4 years.
I was going to say, it's been a year and a half. Brett Ernst, welcome to the
Ladies
show.
and gentlemen, Bret Ernst.
Hello.
Everybody knows Brett from the show. If you don't know Brett from the show, you should know him from his great stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Before we get into the show, we have to get your plugs out right away because you have two fantastic things that people need to watch,
Well, I self-released my special
which I've seen.
for
Fantastic.
free. I did it on purpose for free. So go to Brett
Because
Comedy.
Brett's a socialist.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had everybody pay for it. No, go to brettcomedy.com. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to buy it. Just hit play and watch it. If you want to leave your email, leave an email. If you don't, fucking don't care. If you want to buy it and own it for $5 or buy a t-shirt, you can do that, but you don't have to do that either. Just go watch it.
I didn't know how well you were doing. I didn't know that you could just give your special away.
Well, you know what it was, Joe?
You had a good gambling. You had a good gambling football season.
Funny you
huh?
should ask, Joe. And nobody wanted it. No, it was just an idea that I had, man. That well, in the beginning we kind of shopped it around a little, but then we just pulled back. And I'm like, I don't want to.
Everywhere you walked in, they were like, "You're a white male, so this is
you don't exist
awkward.
in our world." No,
You're like, who's gonna buy it?
No, I got a Mickey Mouse offer, and then there was a couple notes that I got on it from, but we didn't go all the way to the top.
Right.
We started small, moved up, and I'm just like, no, man, I want to own it. I don't want to take any of this stuff out. I shot it all in one take. I did it at the Colony Theater in Burbank. It's just like not a passion project of mine. Well, I guess it is because I only shot it once. I wish I could have done. It's not.
So you just do, I mean, most people do multiple. You did one take.
I was talking to you, just were over there and ignored us. So don't try and come in and act like you're fucking part of this.
I'm adjusting the sound for you.
No, what were we gonna?
I got to watch your boy Trev over here.
Trev's suspect.
Did you do multiple? You did multiple shows, but you just took one show.
No,
or you just did one
I
shot,
just did one shot,
Wow.
one shot.
Wow, that's
That's all I had
ballsy.
enough money for.
Yeah.
And then, no, man, we shot it on Reds. Neil Brennan helped me with it, and a couple friends, Eric Griffin, PDG was doing the intros.
Yeah.
My other friend Doc, they're in the sketches. Doc Willis in the sketches in the beginning and end. But no, I did it as like not an homage. Is that the word? A homage?
Yeah. Homage.
A hominage?
I like homage.
Hominin?
Hominins.
Homage makes you sound way smarter.
What is it? Homage, right?
It's homage.
Yeah.
A homage
Homage.
to like the old school specials, with the sketch and stuff. It had a theme. It's called Principal's Office. It's pretty autobiographical, but you can go watch it for free, man. And I'm not just saying this. It's been getting good reviews, good accolades.
And my favorite joke that I've seen you do recently, I can't remember if it's in your special or not, is the one where you go out to dinner with the fucking hipster.
No,
is that in the
that's
special?
not the special.
That's
in the new out. That's in the new one.
What do you call that guy?
we're planning
What do
on
you call
shooting in
him in the-
Chicago. Bitch ass Kevin.
Bitch ass Kevin.
No, we're going to shoot that in Chicago right now in November, and that we're going traditional. This is just, my thing. So go watch it for free.
Can I suggest a title for the next one?
I already got it. But
Oh, you got it. I was just gonna say Black Panther 2, and then you're good.
Oh,
And then
I'm
you're
good.
good. You'll make all the money.
I'll fucking kill it.
But you also got, and this is
We gotta talk about Cobra Kai.
Yeah, so excited about Cobra Kai,
May 2nd.
the new Karate Kid, the Karate Kid sequel, essentially.
It's a series, and it's with the original cast or who's left.
And it's on what, YouTube Red?
YouTube Red.
And who do you play in the series?
I play Louis LaRusso. I play Daniel's cousin.
You are.
I'm a LaRusso.
I mean,
You are LaRusso.
how perfect is Bret for that role? Playing fucking Daniel's son's cousin.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was cool. You know, it was surreal, dude. It really was, man.
I
You know,
love
'cause
also
that's our
that. I also
generation.
love
That's our
that
movie.
Ruther called him Daniel's son. Like he was like a black kid's friend. He's like, "What's up, Daniel's son?" Daniel's son, man. He's Japanese.
You know, it's funny, Brett. I watched the trailer yesterday, the full trailer, and I sent it to my brother back in Ohio, and he just wrote, he's like, I can't wait. Like when you send that to people, they get so stoked because, like you said, we grew up. I argue that Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid, I mean, it's an all-time classic.
Oh, it's up there, man. Well, it's Avildsen. John Avildsen did that. Rocky. There's a great documentary on him, the director.
Okay.
Of Karate Kid. But yeah, no, it's like one of our movies. You know, it's our generation's movie.
I think what I'm really excited
Top
about.
5, I would say, in our generation.
Easy.
Yeah. What I'm really excited about is I feel like if they had said this is just going to be Karate Kid 4 and then it was going in the theaters, you'd be like, meh, it's another remake. They're just,
Well, dude,
but
there
this
was
is
so
like
much people that went behind this thing, man. Like so many different people. It was the writers and directors of Hot Tub Time Machine and Harold and Kumar, and then Will Smith's production company, Overbrook, I think it's called.
okay
And Sony are executive producing it.
because they did the one with his kid.
Right.
Which by the way, I never watched, and I had issues with that.
With that one,
Well,
You had issues with them bringing it
Yeah,
back.
I'm just sick of it because I'm so sick of the remakes
the reboots or whatever it is, the remakes
of a classic. Like
Unless Bret Ernst is in your reboot, I don't give a fuck.
but this isn't a reboot. That's what I'm saying. This is just modern day, right?
You know what? You guys can smack me. I did not mind the new one with. I thought it was a good twist, but it didn't try. That one didn't try and replace the old one. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everybody knew the old one. It just seemed like a different version, like a remix.
yeah.
But the series itself though is pretty funny, man. But it's also pretty serious, and I mean it's really cool.
So
How
what's
many-
I can't. When I read it, I'm like, because at first you're like, what the, how are they gonna pull this off? And I'm not just saying this, man. Those guys are fucking smart. They're really good, man.
so give the premise for our listeners. So what's the premise of Cobra Kai?
Well, Daniel is selling coke out of LaRusso Motors. He has an auto dealership.
Is that for real? He's selling
Yeah,
coke?
He's like a fucking heroin dealer. And he got Johnny hooked on heroin. Okay, that's why you see him in the beginning on the floor.
Yeah.
Junkie. And then I end up actually making out and making love to Johnny.
William Zabka?
Yeah, and then
you fuck him.
and Trevor somehow comes in. I don't know how this is gonna happen.
Trevor comes in and while you're
No
fucking,
shirt.
starts
Says-
playing an acoustic version of "You're the Best Around."
Where's Elizabeth
No
Shue?
shoes on.
Nothing's gonna ever keep me down.
Where's
except
Elizabeth
heroin.
Shue in this scenario?
Well, she's gone.
Okay.
She's not even.
She OD'd?
She's not into any of this.
She OD'd?
She's not
No,
into
she just.
any of
I
this.
gotcha. Okay.
No, there's no women allowed.
Are
on
you
this
not
one.
allowed to talk about it? Are you?
No,
is
man.
there?
It's just everybody knows. It's basically Daniel owns a car dealership. Johnny tries to start open a Cobra Kai, but there's a lot of kids involved too, like younger kids.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Pat Morita's dead, right?
Well, in this instance, no, yeah, he's gone. That's that. Nothing we can do about
I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's some weird sex with his body.
Well,
They
no, there's a CGI.
Yeah, I was gonna say nowadays with the holograms.
Hologram.
Yeah.
But no, that's not.
Do you paint the fence at any point?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any fence painting.
Gotcha.
I mean,
By
you're
the
at a
way,
car
listen-
dealership. There's got to be a wax-on joke in there, right?
No.
No,
I
wow.
don't know. You know what? I just know the ones I'm in. I haven't seen the other ones. I just know the scripts that I read. But I know where the story arc goes. I don't want to ruin it. I will say that
How many episodes are there?
10. The first two are really good. But from 5 on, not saying 3 and 4 aren't good.
Yeah.
From 5 on is when it gets.
Okay.
It gets like really good. But it's only good.
What's
if
your
you see
first
the
episode?
one. I'm in 1.
Oh, okay.
For like a brief
I was
second.
gonna be like, I started appearing in 5.
So
From 5 on, it's fantastic.
YouTube Red, everybody. You got to. I mean,
YouTube Red, from what I understood, outbid Netflix for this thing. And I don't know if you were watching of course you were watching the World Series and the National Championship, but I don't know a lot about like Sling and those type of services. I'm sure
Yeah.
Trevor does. But
You apparently don't know Trevor. Trevor's stoned 24 hours a day. Trevor, are you high right now?
No, I'm actually not.
that's pretty disappointing, Trevor.
I mean, a little bit, but I'm not like stoned.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go.
God damn
He's like, I
it.
smoked today, but
Where'd you pick your weed up at? LaRusso Motors? No, what the fuck are we talking about?
the national championship
Sling
games.
and-
Oh no!
Sling.
Oh.
Yeah.
So YouTube, from what I understand, YouTube Red, I mean, you can order it just by itself, but YouTube TV, there's like a new movement. They call it the cutting the cord movement. Where
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like all these streaming services, and I guess YouTube TV is like Sling. On
Yeah,
steroids.
now you can get networks through YouTube.
Right. And
Yeah.
on top of that, I think you get every football, baseball, basketball game as
Right.
well.
And you can also, I know this with YouTube Red, you can actually DVR and pause. Which
Yes,
which you can't do.
that's what the other thing I'm learning. I live in a
And
condo.
I've heard you get RedTube free
No,
Yeah.
well,
with YouTube Red.
Yeah.
that, yes, that and
Only the gay porn
and
channels.
XNXX. No, and I'm learning about this shit as I was going because I live in a condo. My cable's free.
Yeah.
But if you're into those things, I heard that this is like fucking dope, man. But if not, just get YouTube Red. They've really acquired a lot of intellectual properties, man.
Yeah,
They're
I've been
making
seeing it.
making a strong move, and Google's behind it as well. So
I've heard of them. They got some money.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
a little
So all
bit.
you have to do is sign up for YouTube Red. You'll be able to watch Cobra Kai. Google will have all your personal information,
just,
and then
yeah,
you're
sign
good.
up for a month and
Yeah.
see how you like it, binge watch it, and no, but I heard it's pretty dope, man. I mean, again, man,
I feel like this is, and I'm sure there's gonna be somebody out there who's like, "Oh, you don't know about this," but I feel like this is the first thing that is going to be like, I have to have YouTube Red
that's
to
what
watch
they're
this.
that's
I
what they're
agree.
banking on, man.
Yeah.
and there's been a buzz about it. Of course, people have been not hating on it, but apprehensive. But most people are pretty excited about it. It's really cool how they wrote it, man. Again, I haven't seen any of the footage, but we're in. I'm going up to Tribeca on the 24th, and they're having. They got it is in the Tribeca Film and Television thing. I believe it's April 24th. So I'm gonna go up there. They're gonna have a little premiere and shit there. But I haven't seen anything. Just
Yeah. For all the Dirty Sports fans, I mean, a lot of times people come on, they're like, "Oh, buy my special, buy my special." Anybody that's hesitant about getting it, getting YouTube Red, just figure you get Brett's comedy special for free with it. So,
Anyways.
yeah. So he's
Yeah.
giving you that free.
It's a 2 for
Consider that
1.
a freebie.
It's fucking
and go,
2 for 1.
And go watch Cobra Kai.
Yeah, but actually, go look at the special.
Yeah.
Did you like it for real?
I did. I loved it, man. I'm a huge Bret Ernst fan. Whenever anybody's like, "Oh, who do you like?" You're always a name that's on my list. I don't know if it's East Coast Italian, but like when you go on stage, even sometimes like I'll see you at the Improv when I can
I'm
tell
bombing.
you're not when you're bombing, but I can tell you're putting something together. You're working something out. You slay me. I mean, bitch ass Kevin. I was in the back of the Improv one night, and you weren't crushing just because it was empty. It was one of those nights where there was like 35 people there, and half of them are hipsters, and I'm on the floor. I'm literally like falling out of my chair in the back.
The thing for me that I'm very fortunate of is I always play for myself, anyways.
Yeah.
Like I'll say stuff on stage that you'll hear fucking crickets, and maybe.
But
if
that's good.
Maybe if my brother's there, he's laughing.
You don't give a shit. That's what's good.
Well, at this point, no. When you first start, you care. 21 years in, I'm like, I'm okay with silence.
The other thing with you that I love is I'll watch you do bits that I've seen you do before, but the asides, like when the reaction that it gets, whether people like it or they don't like it, where that takes you always fucking cracks me up too.
Do you feel like that you're going back to? Do you ever go back to your old bits that you just haven't done in years? And like I put one back in. For some reason, the waiting tables bit that I haven't done in forever. I mean, like 2010.
Yeah.
Once I recorded it, I was done with it. And I just put it back in like I missed it. It's almost like clipping an old girlfriend.
I've done that for sure because.
But are you talking adding on or just the actual same
I added
bit?
on to it.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
added on to
You
it.
reworked it a little.
Like I would think it'd be cool. Like and it's not lazy writing. After this special that I'm working on, the next one to do like a remix, because some of those bits could be 1,000 times better.
Right.
Yeah.
Even Tony bit, the roller skating bit. It's like I added so much more to it. But once it's out there, it's done. It's documented.
Yeah.
My other favorite bit that just crushes me is your friend with the ambulance.
Oh, stealing the ambulance.
I mean, that's my.
Did I tell that story here on Crab Feast? Crab Feast. I know I told it. Did I tell that here?
I don't think so.
What's the story?
Well, it's in the special.
Okay.
You can watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not. There's this new one about this intern.
He's an Adonis.
He's fucking amazing.
Now you see why I wore his underwear.
He's amazing, but he needs to do a little bit more calves in the gym. But other than that,
I don't think he goes to the gym.
do you go to the gym, Trev?
No, I'm just a runner.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
Just
He
Yeah,
runs
goes
from the
well.
cops. He runs from the restaurant bill.
Run to the weed shop. Every once
That's
in
what
a
I was
while.
gonna say. That's
They don't pay you shit here, do they?
No.
That's
How
How does one go about getting an intern? You put him in the paper? Or
he
something?
reached out to me.
Really? Were you a listener?
Yeah.
So how long you been listening to the podcast? Have you ever interviewed this kid?
He gave me like a 10-minute phone call.
I gave you a call,
That was about
right?
it, Yeah.
You screened him?
No, it was like a 10-minute phone call. That was about it.
That's a screen. You were
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
make sure. Like,
Yeah.
I
Trevor,
wasn't-
where'd you grow up?
NorCal,
Oh, okay.
Bay Area.
All right. Because a screening call is like 10 minutes, right?
Well, he didn't do like a background check.
Unless
or
he
anything
just
like
called
that,
you like,
so.
hey, what are you doing? Hey,
Again, he smokes
Like,
a
who is
lot
this?
of weed, Ernst.
do you really?
Not a lot of weed.
You
but
smoke
yeah.
a lot of weed. It's all right.
I smoke every day, but not like a lot.
Do you
of
like
weed.
the oil, the CBD oil, whatever it's called? CBC?
This is
CBD?
CBGB?
I don't do the CBD because this new CBD I don't think gets you high.
No, it doesn't. But
I love the CBD.
the dabs,
Oh yeah, I don't fuck with dabs. I'm too old for dabs.
too old for all.
What are those?
Yeah.
What's the dabs?
Dabs
it's
is like
uh,
highly concentrated
looks like
weed. It's like glass.
fruit roll-ups.
Yeah.
Like a little piece of fruit roll-up.
Like that would kill me.
Yeah.
You've seen a dab, dabs, right? Where you like you the thing,
Get like a
the problem with
rig.
dabs is like doing it is like doing crack. Like you got to fucking
Yeah, it's a
take a
process.
torch to a fucking heat thing,
in
and
a
then you're
spoon.
like, and
You
then
gotta
you're,
go blow somebody.
yeah, and then you're branding it, and I'm
They gotta
like, no,
break into cars and
Yeah.
fucking give away stolen
Goddamn
radios for
dabs,
nothing.
man. I need some dabs.
even like being 38, like I can't even smoke a bong anymore because I'm like, I gotta. There's water. I'm like, nah, man. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's rolled. I'll smoke it.
Dude, being lazy has saved me so much money. So much money.
Like how so?
Like I was in Vegas and I'm like, maybe I should stay an extra couple days. And then I didn't feel like calling the airline. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'll go.
You're like, I should go play some blackjack. You're like, I don't
Yeah, I
want
don't
to take the
feel like-
elevator.
I don't like, what
Fucking-
made me think that was like, I got to get the water.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, sometimes I just chill. That's how I stay in shape too, man. Like on the road, I'll be in bed, and watching fucking streaming something. Then I'm like, should I go eat? And I'm like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
just-
like getting
Oh, the
up.
laziness diet?
Dude, yeah, it's fucking strong.
Yeah.
That's how you want to lose weight. Go on the road and just sit in a fucking hotel room. You jerk off like 3-4 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't
All
like,
you do is nap.
you can't Uber Eats to like the 40th floor.
No, especially not in the middle of fucking like Iowa.
And
Like,
then
they
you
don't
get
have
to
that
the
shit.
comedy club. And they're like, what kind of food? You guys want anything? You're like, yeah, what do you got? And they usually don't have everything. You're like, let me just get wings. So now I'm automatically doing the, what's it called when you starve yourself for fast? And then you eat just no carbs.
Yeah, you're like your caveman diet. The
Yeah,
fucking,
whatever
you're
it
like
is.
keto.
Keto, that's it. I'm in ketosis.
Yeah.
That's because I'm fucking lazy. Then you get
Lazy
ripped.
ketosis. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you, man, and I'm not just saying this. You ever see heroin addicts? They're fucking got abs. They're fucking shredded. Fucking striations everywhere.
They're like, I should get some food or some more
No one
heroin.
talks about that. I
Yeah.
agree. No one, they say it's a big heroin epidemic. No one talks about how shredded.
Oh, heroin addicts are phenomenal.
Yeah.
The thing with that is that if you take heroin, there's no permanent effects from it. You're just addicted to that shit the rest of your life, and you could die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really it's the worst and the best at all of them. Because from what I read, there's no permanent physical side effects. But whatever.
I didn't know that. I gotta get on
I've
heroin.
never tried weed. I've never done anything.
You've never tried weed?
Never tried
Ever?
Swear.
Wow. That's such a fucking classic Italian like fucking like
Well,
my
how
dad
we
hadn't
grew
smoked
up.
weed till my brother's wedding when he was
You
like
know how we-
60.
Well, old Italians, except for Trevor's family,
Yeah.
but most Italian families. I'm just kidding, Trev. You got involved in that. You would look down upon.
Exactly.
even if you
Well,
fucking
and that's the
smoked.
I
thing.
didn't know
It's-
that. The Italians, they don't like the weed.
old school
it's-
ones. Yeah,
Okay.
they don't like
It's-
any drugs.
Yeah. It's so funny. My dad
Just
would
booze.
be like, yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's
scotch.
what's funniest about it is my dad would like, when we were kids, he'd really shame us about like, he's like, don't do drugs. Like, it was hard.
Yeah, you looked at it as a loser.
Yeah, and you're 6 years old. They're sliding you a glass of wine at dinner. Like,
Yeah, but you're not drinking wine to get fucked up.
Right.
Especially the stuff that your grandparents made.
yeah.
It was
But
sweetened in the
I
basement.
think that's also why you can handle it. Like you, obviously I don't drink anymore, but and let's look at those reasons. You've always been able to handle it for the most part. And look at me, where my parents were my mom was way stricter. I was a fucking degenerate when I used to drink.
Yeah, I've always said, I'm half.
Yeah, but you're Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why too.
Yeah.
You're all degenerates. You guys fucking drink like fucking animals. I'm saying that's what you guys do.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do.
That's all they fucking do.
Yeah,
man.
there's not much to do in a cold Ohio day,
I mean, I don't saying that the weed shit is, it's not a big deal to me at all.
Right.
I don't think it's anything, But when I was a kid, man, the male figures in my life, one particular, took me for a walk one day. And literally, I'd say I was 12, maybe 11, 12. And one of my boys got cased up. And, my mom was worried about me. And I was just a little fat kid. And
Ruther has no idea what you're talking
I
about.
was like,
what is
I don't even know what cased up
He's like,
means.
you got a crave case from White
He
Castle?
could figure it out. he got in trouble, and my mom was worried. And then, so I was. My uncle was like, "Come on, let's go for a walk." And we went for a walk, and my stepfather told me the same shit later on too. But as we're walking, he fucking grabbed me, and threw me up against the wall. And just said to me, he goes, "I don't give a fuck if you rob a bank, you kill somebody. If you're in prison, I'll come get you. If I find out you're using or selling drugs, I'll fucking disown you. I'll let you rot. You understand me?" And I was just like this.
Yeah.
Then he said, "Now go play." And right then and there, man. And
So I stomped the kid to death immediately
That was
after.
fun.
But he's like, you're not on drugs.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, all the kids when I was growing up, especially in the 80s, because I'm older than both of you, we were outside all the fucking time, man. And we, crack was all around, and everybody was doing shit. And except for the Italian kids. A lot of the Italian kids didn't touch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of the black kids didn't do it either. Like, it was so funny. I didn't know black people smoke weed. Like, when the Chronic came out, all the black friends I was with as a kid, none of them got high. It was always like the white kids, the regular white kids. Like the Irish kids would always be all fucked up.
Yeah.
Like the scumbag kids with like the jean jacket and the
Yeah.
long hair.
Yeah.
Drove a mini bike. That fucking scumbag kid.
You were also an athlete growing up. I think that's a big thing too. Like,
Yeah.
I always thought like,
And I had a
don't-
little
None
brother.
of the athletes at my school smoked weed. None of them.
Yeah,
And I had a
didn't
little
smoke weed.
brother.
I didn't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't smoke cigarettes just because you're like, like my lungs and shit. You know what I mean? But you bang
They were the
couple beers
burnouts in
after
the
a game.
like they were
Yeah.
labeled right. The
Totally.
burnouts and the stoners.
Just look
yeah,
at 'em
like
as
Trevor.
losers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Poor Trevor.
I was so stupid as a kid that I thought that NFL guys' shoulders grew that way. Isn't that fucking dumb? I was like 6 or 7, and I remember looking, and I was all nervous that my shoulders weren't going to grow. And then when I played my first game of Little League, I think I was 8, and they gave me shoulder pads. I was like I was freaked out.
Like, this is what this is.
Yeah.
That's how they get the shoulders like that.
Yeah, okay. This is it.
I fucking love it.
You're a big Cowboys guy.
Oh, my whole life, yeah.
So what do you make right now? They signed Alan Hearns this week.
Look at Ruther just trying to just slip into the sports talk.
Hey
I love
man,
it. Yeah.
that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Well, this is a sports show.
Yeah.
I think we set a record for longest we've gone to open a show without sports
I mean,
talk.
I think it's more important Loyola just fucking upset Kansas like that, man. That was fucking great.
You're blown away.
Well, I was very disappointed. My wife went there, and and then
Does your wife know Sister Jean?
No, I don't even think she knows who that is. We saw her on TV earlier. Though.
Yeah. Does your wife even get is she following this?
No, I mean she nope. It's Loyola. She went to business school there.
Yeah.
It's not known for its basketball team. So, I'm a diehard Hurricanes fan, and they were knocked out by Loyola. I'm like, what the fuck?
You guys didn't sit down and watch the game together?
Well, she didn't even know what was going on,
Yeah.
and then I'm all upset, and she's like, it's just a game, like women say, and I'm like, I know, but whatever. And I go, yeah, well, they lost to Loyola Chicago, and she was like, oh, like now she was excited.
Yeah.
Then they won the second time. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man.
They're
But
good,
I'm pulling
man.
for them now.
They're good.
Them or Florida State. Florida State, Michigan's playing right now.
Yeah.
But what about? I mean, as a Miami fan, how you root for Florida State?
You know what, dude? I have my hierarchy. It's like, you know, in boxing, or I have my thing. Like American versus I'm going American. I don't give a fuck who it is.
Oh, in boxing, you're saying?
In boxing,
like an American fighter.
Like
versus...
I was shooting a show in St. Lucia, and when Mayweather fought McGregor, and there was like, I stood up. There was a lot of Europeans there, and we were in this bar. There was mostly, there was like maybe 4 or 5 Americans there, and when they played the national anthem, I fucking stood up. And
so you were rooting for McGregor and that?
No, huh?
You root for McGregor?
No, he's rooting for Mayweather.
Sorry.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I was
meant to say
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. So you stood up. This guy's a patriot over here. You
Fuck
stood.
yeah, I stood up.
You stood up. Do you get gung
The
ho?
producers were like, why is he standing? You know, like those guys. And then one of the guys with me fucking stood up next to me, and this other kid, Johnny Fratto, stood up too. And then and then the black people were confused there because it's the Caribbean. They're like, why are these white guys rooting for Mayweather?
Yeah.
You know?
And you're like, I'll tell you why. My Uncle Vinny, when I was a kid, was like, if you don't fucking stand for the... I don't care if you fucking rob a bank. You stand for the anthem.
stand for
you
the
listen to
fucking
me, fucking Brett.
So now the fucking... now, and then there was all these, you know, British people there on holiday, and then they were all cheering for... So then the brothers were looking at us, and then it's almost we had a kinship. Like, they were confused.
Yeah.
You know... because they fucking... You know, and then they looked at us like, we got your back, because I was with Mayweather. But that's my thing. Any white dude, I always go white. It depends on the sport.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm saying if there's an all-black hockey team, I'm rooting for the all-black hockey team.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to see them take everything.
They need to redo Mighty Ducks with an all-black hockey team.
That would be, and all women, all black girls.
Yeah.
And it should be on YouTube
Mighty Black
Red,
Panther.
and Brett should be in it.
Mighty
the coach.
I got it. Mighty Black Panther Ducks. Boom.
Yeah.
You guys don't have it. Like, if I'm not into a fighter. So, anyways, I go American first, Italian American first over anything.
Right.
Then American.
What about like the World Cup? You root for the USA, you root for Italy?
Oh, USA. What are you, fucking nuts? But see, like, here's the thing, though. I'm
an
weird.
Italy guy.
Now, like, say there's a regular white dude versus, like, a black dude from either Florida. From Florida, I'm always going Florida.
Right.
But if it's just, like, a regular white dude versus a regular brother,
So you
and I have no connection to any of them, I'm going white.
Okay.
Because you want to see that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you don't see it often.
Yeah.
You know, I have my little things. That's what I do.
But back to Prano's initial question. How do you go...
Where the fuck was I going? Oh, so now I'm rooting for Loyola.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida State. So it goes Miami. I go Florida State number 2. I lived in Tallahassee for a while.
Unless the quarterback's black guy. And
No,
then
if it's Italian,
maybe
no,
Florida
that
if
doesn't
it's
matter.
Italian quarterback.
That doesn't matter with teams. With football teams, it doesn't matter.
So
I don't care who's
Miami?
white receiver, black receiver,
the-
running
so
back.
the
I don't give a
U-
shit about that. It's just location.
The
now.
U...
Hofstra. No, CW Post first.
Well, CW Post number 1, all Division 2. No, University of Miami number 1. Used to be FAU, but then my best friend got fired as the head coach. I don't even root for FAU anymore. I don't even look at them. Number 2 would be Florida State, only because I was in Tallahassee for a while. And then number 3 would be Central Florida. Number 4, FAU. No, number 4, FIU.
That's Lane Kiffin,
Tampa.
right?
We'll do
Is
Tampa.
Lane Kiffin FIU?
Tampa.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin's FAU. He's actually, they
In
fired
Boca.
my best friend
Okay.
for him. But I'll still take FAU over Florida.
So Florida's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, out of the Florida teams. But if Florida's playing any other, if the University
Florida,
of Florida,
Alabama national championship game is Florida.
Florida. Anybody else do this or no? And if Rutgers is somehow involved
right.
over
Jersey.
Florida,
I was about to
I'm
say,
going
where's
Rutgers.
Jersey
I'm going
involved?
Rutgers, but Rutgers not over Miami.
Okay. Rutgers over any Florida team except University
Except
of
Miami, maybe. And yeah, I would like to see.
I had your Hurricanes going deep in this tournament.
So did
and
I.
they
I had him in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, me too.
But, yeah.
'Cause I like your boy Larinaga, but he's letting me down the last few years.
Dude, I'll tell you, I don't think anybody's fucking brackets made.
Oh, this year? Fuck no. Fuck no.
How?
It's a disaster.
It's good though. But now Loyola's. I'm rooting for Loyola.
Yeah.
No, Florida State versus Loyola. I might go Loyola. Just now you're going for the upset.
Yeah, you go for the underdog.
Can you just watch a game and not be? I have to be invested in something.
Yeah.
Why
You always
is
got to pick
financially-
somebody.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Ruther does the same. Ruther's the only guy. He's literally not invested in anything he watches except for Xavier basketball.
That's not fucking true at all. That you just make shit up, Prano. That's just not true. I was rooting for Loyola. I've been rooting for Loyola since they started winning. Here's the deal. I root for teams. I'm just not like vocal. I've been Team Sister Jean.
How'd you guys make out in the Super Bowl? Did you guys make money?
Nope. I
no.
bet against the karma of the fucking Philadelphia Eagles. I really thought that
Prano's still feeling that one.
That's the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Dude, I had such a good season last year. I took Philly.
I'm telling you,
with
this is why
the
your
money-
special's
the money line.
free.
This is why your special's free.
I took. These are my big bets, man. I took Miami over Notre Dame, and I took fucking Auburn over Alabama, and I took the money line, right?
On both those games?
Both those games, and I also bet them with the spread, and then I took Philly on the money line.
Oh, so you hit on all three of those.
I mean, those are like really big bets that
Yeah.
I made this year that really did well. And then I just threw a little around, but I mean, I didn't bet big. Just a couple $100,000.
I liked like that Philly team. I was like,
Nobody caught that.
Yeah.
Fucking couple $100,000. Come on. But I just before we get into anything, why is you got a Jesus gorilla up there?
Why you got Jesus Gorilla?
Why are you disrespecting?
he's above you too, Brett.
Hey, you turn behind you?
That's a little different though. That's Harambe, Brett. That's the gorilla that they murdered in Cincinnati
Why
a
do
few
you
years
fucking
ago.
have him on a cross like that?
Because I think it's funny.
It's disrespectful.
I should have brought over
Are you
bobblehead
offended?
Jesus.
Are you offended?
I'm not offended.
You know what's funny though? What's weird is let's be honest, if a girl's riding me, she has to look at Jesus Grill. Like that's got to mess with her head, right?
Yeah, but that's all kinds of blasphemy going on.
I love. He goes, "Why you got a Jesus gorilla?"
What wouldn't be blasphemy is if fucking Trevor danced for us.
He's already taking a pee break. That's
Is
his
he?
thing though. He takes a lot of
Nah,
pee
he's
breaks.
doing bumps in the bathroom.
What if that's
It's
true,
like,
Brando?
it's like a fucking stripper.
What if we didn't know Trevor has a serious cocaine problem?
I mean, listen to Trevor talk. Do you think that Trevor has a serious
Yeah.
cocaine problem? He's like, no.
Yeah, he's never done coke ever.
He probably has.
No, I bet he hasn't.
I bet he has.
You think he has?
Yeah. I think he's definitely
Have you?
tried it. Yeah,
You have?
I have.
Now, what would convince you to do that?
Uh,
You didn't see a lot of fucked up shit that would convince you?
yeah, but you know what? I did it.
You're supposed to go. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
convinced me to do
No,
it.
no. I'm not. I don't enjoy really doing coke, and I've never purchased coke in my
Oh,
life.
that's the druggy exemption, by the way.
Yeah.
If it's there, I'll do it.
Well, no. Like
And the other one, I don't buy it, and I don't do needles.
yeah. Oh, I would
everything
never
else.
do nails. I can't even imagine.
Trevor,
Trevor, have you ever tried cocaine? Yeah, told you.
You didn't look at me. I'm telling you no. And you're fucking Trevor. We just broke up.
Yeah, no more Trevor love.
How many times have you done it, Trevor?
5 or 6.
Get on the mic. Get on the mic,
How
Trev.
old are you?
Like 5 or 6. I'm 25.
When's the first time? How old were you when you first
Oh,
did
I
it?
was older. It wasn't until I was like 22.
All right.
23.
You don't get all fucked up on it, man.
No. Those special
You
occasions.
have no furniture. No, I'm serious. You ever go to you ever been in a stripper's apartment? It's like
I've never
Yeah.
fucked a stripper.
It's fucking depressing, dude. There's no furniture.
There's no
Never
furniture?
furniture.
That's a
There's
thing?
fucking bed in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
No box.
No
spring.
box spring, no-
fucking
no frame.
takeout containers.
Yeah.
Cigarette ashtrays.
It sounds like my old apartment.
Yeah.
Or
A
like-
fucking TV in the middle of the floor. A picture of the kid she's trying to get back.
Yeah. They're all about work. They don't have time for all the.
Fucking,
They
it's
don't have
never
time for
ending.
get a dresser.
They're all,
You know.
there's like makeup everywhere.
Yeah,
and
totally.
it's like
Cool
12
piles
bedroom
of
place.
clothes.
How many
Yeah.
strippers you messed with?
You know what? I never fucked with them, man. I just used to run a strip club.
You used to run a strip club?
Well, I was in and out of one. Yeah,
What part of
He talks about it like it's rehab. I was in and out.
where at?
in Florida.
The best place to work in a strip club.
I told you I was in nightclub business before I got into comedy. So I worked at one of the main clubs there, and then I also would go into the strip club, check on that, and I had a little after hours going.
Did you
That's
get
actually part of the mentality of why I gave the special away for free too. You know, it's like I lifted the cover. Just come inside.
Yeah.
You know, buy a drink. You know, eventually come see. If they like me, they'll come see you. Like if I don't get you with the cover charge, then I'll get you at the bar. So hopefully, you gain some fans that way. But it would be nice if they donated some money because I took a bath.
I mean, go see.
you got
Brett-
bills to pay?
The other thing is you got to go see Brett live. Like it's a different experience. I always say that even with
Any
anybody
stand-up.
special,
Yeah,
like you got to see it live. Now we got to talk about it because I've seen video of it from one of our fans who became a fan of You're on the List. I've seen video of you jumping off stage and sliding a table out of the way to like square up with a guy at Stress Factory.
That's not online, is it?
No, it's not online, but I've seen video of it.
All right, that's a long story. And by the way, that dude would probably be my friend if we in real life.
I'm sure he would.
No, there was I couldn't even see the table, and then I don't even know. It was just, but nothing happened. It was just a lot of woofing. And
Some guy tried to fight you while you were performing?
But that's my favorite part about Bret is because the in this day and age, like
where am I going? My next gig is your backyard.
Yeah. In this day and age, like the majority of people that get on at the Improv, the Comedy Store, like the type of people who in 2018 who do comedy, they would be under a table or running to the green room. Bret is moving tables and going into the crowd.
He moved the table. I mean, it just was one of these things where like, and look, man, let's just get something straight because this comes up a lot on podcasts. I'm not a tough guy. Like I'm not. Like, out of all my friends, out of like 20 of them, if we're ranking them, I'm like number 15. There's like a bottom 5 whose ass I could have kicked.
Yeah.
But I'd still know I was in a fight.
But it's one of those things.
But so with the guys that could whoop me. But
Sure.
it's not about that so much, you know? And especially at my age. Like, I got fucking tendonitis.
Yeah. But it's
I tore my rotator. I can't even get my shoulder up this side. I've been still hitting the bag because I don't like feeling defenseless, you know? But it's crazy because now my hook is tighter because I can't come around. You know what I mean? Because of the shoulder. So I've been keeping it tight, and it feels a little bit more powerful, but I can't go up. But anyways, the point is that I'm getting like it's a lot of lip, and it didn't have to happen.
But the other thing is on the toughness scale. There's sometimes when you have like 15 friends they're always looking for a fight. You're tough just from being around those people. Like. My brothers were the kind of guys, they were always trying to get into a fight. I've been punched in the face in fights I wasn't even a part of.
Yeah, of course.
But it's
the
like,
worst.
You ask the majority, be like, have you been punched in the face by somebody, Ruther? I mean, besides the time you got your head dented.
I told you the Mardi Gras story. Same thing. When my boy bumped into somebody.
Yeah.
And 6 dudes jumped me and him and beat the fuck out of us.
Yeah. So that counts.
Yeah. All bloodied up.
It's like
Trevor, have you ever been punched in the face?
One college fight, and that's it.
Really?
You got punched in the face?
Yeah, just a fight, a little scuffle.
Did you get a punch in the guy's face too?
Yeah,
or he
I
just
got
punched you in the face?
I got a couple in. It was one of those typical
Did you ever
college
fight
fights.
as a little kid?
Well, yeah, like cousins and like little friends and stuff, but nothing
like full
Yeah,
blown.
Because you didn't have, because like we all grew up with brothers. and
Yeah,
it's
I was the
like,
only child.
But I never put my hand on my brother, man.
Oh, I got my ass. I
Oh.
have three
Me
older-
and
I got
my
three older
older
brothers.
brother.
I got my ass.
got
I got
him
my
on me,
ass
but me and my
kicked.
little brother never fucking. We would hit each other to the body, but we used to.
That was my thing. My brother, my younger brother, he would never punch me in the face, and I'm like, dude, you just picked a fight, and you're like squaring up with me on the front lawn. Like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like,
Punch your brother in the face.
I punched my brother in the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've taken
kinda,
some bad
you kind
punches
of
to face
short
from
arm.
brothers.
You know, you kind of short arm it a little bit. Like, I'm not like going through.
Yeah, you're not going
thing,
through.
but like
You tapped him.
He's getting punched in the face.
See, I think because I moved so much, like I went to 15 schools. Like me and my little brother were always best friends. You know, we were tight. I was just with him before I came here. We've fucking hit each other to the body and shit. You know what I mean? But I couldn't put I couldn't punch my brother in the face. I just couldn't do it. I'm odd though. I'm an odd person. I already know that.
Anyway,
I feel bad now.
Ruther,
like I ruined your.
Give one more shot.
I ruined
Slide
your
into
fucking
some sports here.
I ruined your story.
Yeah.
Like you're fighting your brother, and I put
I'm giving
that
up.
down.
I'm giving up. We're
you
not doing
doing
any
coke.
sports
Yeah.
today.
And I ruined your cocaine story. I'm sorry I got blood on your floor.
Yeah.
Before we get into sports, Prano,
Yeah.
I'm rocking that flag and anthem today.
Yeah, you look good, man.
We'll get Brett some flag and anthem gear.
What's that?
It's our official
My
clothing
jeans, my
sponsor.
shirt,
Dude, I
Ruther
asked
stuff.
you about those fucking jeans. Man.
This
Those
is
are
all.
dope.
This is all flag and anthem, man.
Really? Do you have a in a 32, 33, 34
Of course, man.
with a large inseam?
We can get you covered. They're based out of New York, and
man.
we got a great deal running right now. All our listeners get 25% off their first order. They just dropped promo code DIRTY at checkout, and it's changed Trevor's life. I know Trevor got a bomber jacket, so he looks just like me and
Dude,
Prano
shut
now.
up, man. I love bomber jackets.
They got a great Navy bomber jacket. All three of us own it. Yeah,
I gotta check it
We
out.
go out with the team. We'll get you in it. You come out in the bomber team.
I fucking love bomber jackets.
yeah. They got it all. So guys,
Flag and Anthem, we got to get Brett a bomber
Yeah.
jacket.
Fuck yeah.
go to flagandanthem.com, guys. Again, drop promo code DIRTY at checkout. Gets you 25% off that first order.
What
promo
sports
code
are we
DIRTY.
gonna talk
Yeah,
about?
we got-
What are we
we-
gonna talk about? Final. Now we got. Well, Michigan, Florida State's playing now, right?
Well, here you're.
It's just football. It's not football season.
But
What
we
we
can
can talk
still-
about hockey.
Look,
Well, we got a lot of football. We got a
are
lot
you a
of football
basketball
news.
guy?
to talk
Last
about.
time you were here, we got way deep into some NBA stuff. Last time you were here,
Did we?
Yeah, because we were talking about Magic and Bird and Jordan. We were talking about it all.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
But you're a Cowboys guy, and I wanted to ask you. We didn't get to it earlier. I was trying to. You guys signed Allen Hurns this week. Dez, is he gone? Do you want him gone?
I don't want him gone, but he is hurting the cap, and he hasn't been producing.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time,
Trim the fat, man. They got to get rid of him.
You know what, though? It's one of those things, too, where he's got to get adjusted to Dak as well, you know? Cowboys got fucked this year pretty much, man. I think that was such a dumb suspension. It makes no sense. How a kid that is found not guilty and wasn't even in the NFL and ends up missing, 6 games? And they kept prolonging it. It was stupid.
Well, he didn't miss 6. He missed 4, right?
No, it was 6. Ended up missing 6, right?
No, it was 4.
Oh, it was 4.
suspension.
It was
Yeah.
4. It was 4.
But I mean, that's the NFL. That's the NFL. Like trying everybody. My problem with it is everybody bitches about the NFL. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. Then when they do something, they bitch about how they did it. So like I agree with you. Like what he did isn't worthy of 4 games. But then they give him 2, and there's like, oh, this happened. Like when Ray Rice beat up his girlfriend, they gave him 4 games, and people are like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like everybody just needs to pick a fucking lane, and then just and the thing is just have rules.
They made an example of it. It was Goodell and Jerry Jones fucking pissing and throwing their dicks on the table. That's all it was. Made no sense. And look, I mean, even with Goodell with the fucking Tom Brady suspension was stupid. I think we got 6 games, buddy. I'm almost positive.
You got 4.
You sure?
Yeah.
Why is 6?
I thought it was 6 too.
Hey, Trevor, go do your job. Go walk around the block.
It started at 6.
Hey, look it up. How many did it start at 6?
I think it started at 6, and then he ended up having
they
4.
reduced it to 4.
Yeah.
But it was because it was more towards the middle of the season.
Well, yeah, he kept fighting it. And the thing with Tom Brady, it's another one. It's like, yeah, the Tom Brady suspension was fucking stupid.
No,
But-
man, he only played 10 games this year.
Yeah, it was 6.
Yeah, he got 6. He started 10 games this year.
All right.
Well, I'm just looking at his stats. So he missed those 6 games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. Or maybe he got suspended for 4 and missed 2. I just remember him missing 6 games, but
Yeah.
whatever. Who cares?
But why do you want Dez? That's curious to me because I think you guys just got to move on because he's not
Dez
producing.
Listen, what people don't realize how good Romo was, and what people don't realize is how a quarterback and the receiver and their timing is so important.
But he's been with Dak for 2 years now.
Well, the first year, in my opinion, they complicated the offense, man. That first year was just, look, kid, you're a rookie, just play ball, and he played ball. I think he's overthinking it.
Right.
I think Linehan put in,
Yeah.
You're saying the second year.
second year.
Yeah, they overdid it.
Yeah, and Dez is still a phenomenal fucking athlete, man. And for them to overturn the call that happened at Green Bay, I think that fucked him. I think you know what that call against Green Bay did to Romo and to Dez? It fucked Dez's head up. It fucked Tony Romo out of a goddamn. Not saying he would have won that game, but I mean, it really took away his last hurrah. And ever since that fucking play, man, he hasn't been the same.
Well,
By the way, I know more about the universe and what constitutes a catch in the fucking NFL.
yeah.
Well, they're
I know
looking
more
at
about
it.
time travel.
Yeah, now they're trying.
You guys know that they're basically all the shit from what they were leaking. Right? They're saying that's a catch now. Like they're retroactively saying that was a catch. Calvin Johnson's thing from years ago was a catch.
Yeah, I know,
The Jesse James, it's fucked.
Yeah.
It's a whole situation.
But now it's done. The damage is done.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
The
that.
thing with Dez, like you said before, financially, they just can't.
He needs to take a pay
Yeah,
cut.
you can't be the highest paid receiver in football.
Yeah,
and
not
the
have it.
65th leading receiver.
Yeah,
in
it
football.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Like Cole Beasley has better numbers than him, and he makes $1 million a year.
I like Dak too. I think if Romo would have stayed healthy, but we should have stayed with Romo, and I was saying that from day one. That Dak could have been groomed, but then at the same time, you don't want to fucking stop that role he was on. But Romo never, whenever he has a running game and a defense, he does amazing things.
Well, that's in my opinion what the problem is with their situation a couple of years ago is they went to Romo gets hurt, they go to Dak. They simplify the offense. We have Zeke. We have a good offensive line. Let's just run the ball.
Yeah.
And it was their offensive line was good enough, and Zeke was good enough where they were like, "Fuck, we'll win 13 games just running the ball."
And-
if Romo comes back and you can just run the ball and add what Romo can do, they could have been a lot better. But also, how do you take a guy out who wins 13 games?
You can't. I know it was a tough situation. It really was. And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for Romo because he made a shit ton of money, and this probably saved his life. But anybody that's played with that kid and knows him knows not only what a class act and a good dude he is. That kid's a fucking soldier, man. I mean, watching him play was like, I always say it was like if Rocky played quarterback. Now, as a Cowboy fan, I wouldn't start him over Staubach or Aikman, but he's my favorite Cowboy, one of my favorite Cowboys of all time. I mean,
But he's so fucking fragile, man.
he's not fragile,
He
dude.
wasn't
He was getting
reckless.
annihilated.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
But he
No,
was also-
I agree with what Prano's saying.
It's also
here.
that's the thing about people when people always go fragile, this fragile. Like
He's
no
reckless,
one's bones
yeah.
are stronger than anybody else's bone. You know, some people, but like
Except for
the-
Samuel Jackson
Yeah,
and Unbreakable.
But the Manning brothers don't have exceptionally strong bones. They just refuse to let they'll go, I'll throw an interception before I let somebody fucking hit me without me being able to defend myself.
Romo would stay in the pocket,
Yeah.
just to let that play develop. I mean, for him to play with a punctured lung and a broken rib and win the game against San Francisco because he knows he needed it, he does push himself, man. He's a
But that all
throwback
comes
fucking
with
player.
also being Eastern Illinois or wherever the fuck he's from and
Yeah.
not getting drafted. Like you have a whole other level that you have to. If you're the number one overall pick, they're like, don't get hurt no matter what happens. And
yeah.
Romo, it's like the only reason he started is because he played like that, and the only reason you can't change your game. That's how he got there. But in the end, it's like fuck. At some point, you got to go, man. I'm making $20 million a year. I got to stay on the field.
Well, he just couldn't, man. He was
Yeah.
all fucked up. Here's a good debate: Brady or Montana.
Oh, we
Have
can't
had
do this.
Yeah,
We can't
yeah.
do this shit again.
We've done it. We've done it a lot.
A
Have
lot.
I done it?
I don't know. I don't think you've been in it. But to me,
Oh no.
whatever.
No.
Like, I mean, I don't know if we should get started, but the point is,
Should we just let Brett give his opinion?
let's hear
I
what
want
Brett
here.
thinks.
If I'm taking a career, obviously you got to go.
You can't not take Brady.
right because of his accomplishments. If I'm going for the best quarterback of all time and I'm building a team around it, it's got to be Montana.
See, I don't even agree with that, and I'm a Montana guy. I don't think.
Oh, I love Tom Brady.
yeah.
Montana ruined my childhood worse than my
Yeah.
fucking father did.
Bro, you're talking to a guy who came from Cincinnati.
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying is
But
that
what about
Montana? What Montana did and how he answered his own questions. If he would have fucking came if he was given that ball against the Eagles in 2 minutes. And,
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, he would've fucking-
My point is, if you have one game to win, you just don't know what you're talking about if you don't take Montana, because all he ever did was win big games and do it.
he did it against Alabama when he was
Yeah.
at Notre Dame, I
Yeah.
believe. He forged a game-winning comeback drive. He did it against your Bengals, I think.
88.
Yeah, did
season.
it against you guys.
Yeah.
He did it against the Cowboys. It's what he does. He answers his own fucking questions.
128 passer rating in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, never thrown an interception in a
11
Super
and
Bowl.
0.
Yeah,
He's
but-
never thrown an
But
interception in a Super
again,
Bowl.
who's been to way more Super Bowls?
Yeah, but okay, but now look at the era they're playing in.
I
First
hate
of all,
that. I hate. But how about this?
you're in the AFC East, dude. Explain to me. Explain to me what team. Who does New England have to compete with every year to win the conference?
Well, they're just that good of a team.
No, it's just that division's fucking
I
garbage.
saw a tweet the other day that said Tom Brady's biggest competition in the AFC East, quarterback-wise, so far as
Chad Pennington?
Chad Pennington.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
guessing that.
That'd been
I'm
his
saying,
biggest.
dude, when you're an NFC team, what you go through to even get there. Let's take the Atlanta game. He threw a pick six. Okay.
Yep.
He threw a drop pick six. They had three first downs that were kept alive on 3 drives. 2 of them were bullshit pass interference. The last one was real. That Edelman catch was off the hands of a defensive back. It wasn't a good thrown pass. And
Every win takes a little bit of luck. You know what I mean?
I'm not
but he has-
trying to
he has
take anything
he
away
has-
from him. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, when you watch Montana play, you don't see that.
I'm with you.
You don't fucking see that.
Tom Brady has 3 Super Bowls where he got the ball at the end of the game with a chance to win and didn't do it. He has another Super Bowl where the other team was on the goal line. He was about to lose, and they fucked
And he
up.
threw 2 interceptions that game,
Yeah.
right? Or 3.
But people always
2.
go the era thing. Like people,
It does matter.
Yeah, and people love to try to dismiss what happens in the NBA with like LeBron James. Like, well, if he had to deal with hand checking, it's like, get the fuck out of here. He's 6'9", 275 pounds. The idea that hand checking is going to stop him is reckless.
Yeah, but aren't we going to use that same argument?
That's my point.
Football's
because
declined.
it's different. Because now you can't touch a quarterback anywhere from his shoulder pads up, or it's definitely 15
touch
yards.
a receiver.
If Tom Brady got hit the way Leonard Marshall hit Joe Montana,
Broke his back.
the guy who made that hit would be executed on the field by Roger Goodell. He'd come out with a gun, he'd murder that guy, they'd drag him off, and they'd be like, continue playing this game. You can't
And again, man, you
blindside
can't-
back of the neck.
You can't take you. It is. I agree with the decade argument. Like you can't. Brady can't help when he played. He is. I mean, to watch somebody do what he did in our lifetime, it's going to be rare, or it may happen more. But on the flip side, all the how many quarterbacks have thrown over 4,000 fucking? Didn't Matt Castle throw for 4,000 yards in that system?
Yeah.
Now,
No, I don't know about that.
No, check that out. The year that
Either
they
way,
missed the playoffs.
He went fucking 11-5.
Yeah, Matt Castle. Check out his stats when he was with the Pats that one year.
3,600.
3,600 yards. In that
Yeah,
fucking
almost
system.
almost 3,700. I hate the system shit though. I hate that. I'm getting
Why?
sick of
It's
that.
very. If you've ever played football, it matters.
It's.
But you can make the argument for Montana.
I was
too,
gonna say
by the way.
everybody's in a system.
No, there's a difference between a system quarterback and a franchise quarterback. There's a difference.
Montana also had the greatest
Aaron
receiver of all
Rodgers
time.
is a franchise quarterback.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's
Sure,
why
agreed.
that's what I was saying in the beginning. If I was going to take one quarterback of all time, like I think Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback to ever play the game.
Yeah, I could argue.
What
that
do you guys
too.
think he's going to get paid now?
Fuck, man.
Because you're seeing
35 million.
I was gonna say 40.
because Cousins got 86
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
But
guaranteed for 3 years.
But the problem is, at some point, you have to start thinking about your legacy and about winning games and
Well, he's
about
already
winning
won one.
championships. Right, he's won one. But if Aaron Rodgers finished with 3, he'd be the greatest quarterback of all time.
yeah, I mean, look,
Right?
they
Because-
make that argument with.
But hold on a second,
You can
then.
make that argument with Peyton Manning, right?
Right,
but
And you can make that argument with Dan Marino. If Dan Marino won 3,
right. If Dan Marino won 3, he'd be
Or
the greatest
even won
quarterback of all
2.
time.
yeah, but wait a second, Prano.
But Dan Marino has a 66 quarterback rating in the playoffs.
How can you
Yeah, I know.
how
Yeah,
can
but-
you say that about Aaron Rodgers when if he won 3? Because when you're also using the same argument that Montana's undefeated in his in his Super Bowls, then he's the best.
Because Aaron Rodgers is, first of all, did Aaron Rodgers lose a Super Bowl? No. And
he's also only made it to 1.
Okay,
But- yeah, but-
why is it that how many Super Bowls you go to? What like Tom Brady again? When he was suspended, they were still winning.
yeah.
Okay.
That lets you know
In fact,
it's a system.
they beat the Texans that year worse when fucking Jacoby Brissett or whatever was playing than they did in the playoffs with Tom Brady.
Ooh, here's a good question. Now this might change it. Montana Walsh or Brady Belichick? I might go Brady Belichick over Montana Walsh.
I think Belichick's the best coach of all time.
I agree.
I do too.
And nobody factors that in. And again, I'm not.
And people love to go, what about Jerry Rice is the greatest. That's a pair. That's them together.
But
that's
Montana
the whole
won
thing.
2 without him.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing. Those guys together. Brady made Montana and fucking
Montana won
made Rice
2
and
Super
Rice.
Bowls without Jerry
Yeah.
Rice.
Let me ask you guys this.
He won with Dwight Clark.
They're
It was amazing, by the way.
they're looking real hard. And Brandon, we talked about this, but this would completely affect the game. They're looking real hard at making the pass interference go back to just 15 yards, not
It's
spot.
At the spot.
Yeah. It's stupid.
You don't like that.
No, because you can't. I mean, you can't get a free pass if you're 40 yards downfield to just tackle a guy.
Yeah.
You can't do it. Now I understand there's competition.
Because I would do that.
Yeah.
There's competition and there's guys they don't know. Most of the time you watch pass interference, you're like, he's not trying to interfere. But then a lot of times you're like, how are you holding a guy's shoulder
Yeah.
pads 40 yards downfield? You don't think you're going to get
But the
called for
wide
pass
receivers have
interference.
such a fucking advantage how they call the game.
Dude, the wide receiver's at an advantage. Here's why. 1, he knows where he's going.
Yeah.
He's
2,
running forwards.
Well, he's also reacting on sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a defensive back's reacting on sight. And sound to process sound is way quicker than sight. So you're already at a disadvantage. There's
Yeah.
and mind you, the NFL is a game of seconds, not even half
Split.
seconds. But
Yeah.
in all honesty, there's not a difference. If I ran a 4.68 40 and somebody ran a 4.4 40, if you saw us on the track, it's not a big difference.
Yeah.
Right.
On the field, it's
Huge.
a fucking huge difference.
Yeah.
But that's why, and just for the record, being a system quarterback is not an insult. There's not many quarterbacks
Exactly.
that can play in a system. It's fucking difficult. what makes a quarterback so great, there's many factors, but their progressions, their reads.
Yeah.
The idea that this is what made Montana so awesome. Like if just take one receiver and you have a defensive back. Now you're looking if they're in cover 2, cover 3, cover 1. That's why they shift the coverages. He's got about 15 or 20 different combinations the quarterback has in his fucking head. On top of, depending on what coverage they're in, if they're playing man, if he's lined up inside, if he's lined up outside, if he's lined up here. And that's why that's why anybody that's played Madden can tell you.
That's why I also think there's an argument for Peyton Manning, because I think Peyton Manning makes every single team. If he had been drafted by the Browns, they would have started winning 13 games every year.
Now, see, Manning's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
but I will say this: if I had to pick one, you're gonna fucking kill me for this. I liked Eli over Peyton, and not just because Peyton was a surgeon. You know what I mean? But Eli had everything, the intangibles Montana has,
like the moxie,
but without the skill
right.
that Montana has. And that's the other thing. Montana out of the pocket and Brady out of the pocket. There's where you see a big difference.
Sure.
It's a huge difference.
And that's what makes Aaron Rodgers so fucking good.
Aaron Rodgers is fucking
out of the pocket.
Man.
That's my point.
Not just because you look like him.
If Aaron Rodgers won,
you think Prano looks like him?
I've gotten that a few times. If Aaron Rodgers won 3, he'd be the greatest quarterback of all time. To me, that's why it's not about ring counting.
Well, what about, and you know who gets so disrespected in this is fucking Aikman.
How about Elway?
No, well, Elway too. Elway's my number 2.
Why do you think?
My top 5 is Montana, Elway. I put Elway over Brady if I'm building a team. If I'm going for a career, it's Brady's number 1. I mean, dude, the kid is ice. You're really talking about.
Right.
You're talking about a difference. Tom Brady's ice. Troy Aikman has the highest postseason. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in postseason history. 3-0 in the Super Bowl. But now, again, what made Troy Aikman and those Dallas Cowboys so unique, and no other team has really been this balanced. They had the number 1 quarterback, number 1 receiver, number 2 receiver, number 4. It was Irvin, Alvin Harper, and Jay Novacek. Mm-hmm. Number 1 rusher, number 1 passer, and Zampese ran almost a 50-50 play calling.
And you're the fullback.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's a 50-50 play calling.
Yeah.
Do you understand how fucking incredible that is?
They were stacked.
Well, they weren't stacked, but they were stacked because they played as a team.
But they also had
football is the only game where you can't take a player and have interchangeable parts. That's why free agency sucks. All right? The greatest team I've ever seen were those fucking 92 Redskins.
The Mark Rippon Redskins?
Yeah, they were fucking that team. That
wait, hold on.
That was a good team.
Hold on.
I think that's one of the
but that's
dominant
the greatest
team.
Hold on. Coming from a Cowboys guy, you're telling me?
No, I'm saying one of. If not,
I'll tell you the team I don't know anybody beats in the greatest team I ever saw was the Steve Young Niners team.
Well, Dallas beat them.
Dallas
beat them 3 fucking times.
No, but the
year that they killed the Chargers,
they got Dion, and he comes in, and their defense, and they have all the offenses. They have Waters, and they have Rice.
Did you see the Tale of Two Cities?
They have JJ Stokes.
They have JJ Stokes, and they have Young, and then their defense was good. And then they bring in Dion. I was like, fucking. Yeah, he changes your special teams. He changes your whatever.
That's the only time where free agency actually just worked.
And then
they brought everybody
Dion
in to
went
beat
to
Dallas.
won the fucking Super Bowl. Then he goes to Dallas.
Well, not Atlanta. He jumped on winning teams.
Right.
But he also put those teams over the edge.
I don't. Dion is not the reason why the Cowboys won that Super Bowl against Pittsburgh.
No, but you know what? Dion
Actually, we lost.
Dion leaving the Niners is why the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Niners, look, Dallas beat the Niners 2 times in the championship game.
Yeah.
And just for the record, watch the documentary "The Tale of Two Cities" on NFL Network. It's fucking dope. This is what makes Dallas so unique. Is that their biggest rivalries are not even in their division. Dallas is the only team with like 4 fucking rivalries. Yeah. The Niners and Cowboys, a lot of people don't know this, but if you watch the doc, they talk about it. Dallas beat the Niners 2 years in a row to win to go to the Super Bowl, 71 and 72. Then they could never, the Niners could never beat them. They were 2-0 against the Niners, or I think they knocked them out the 3rd year as well, but that wasn't in the championship game. When they met in 82 is when the first time the Niners beat them. Then the Niners had strong 80s. When the 90s came around, okay, you got to remember, Dallas lost 20-something players to free agency. Yeah. The Dion is not the reason why Dallas didn't beat that team. First of all, it was a shit pass interference call. Everybody saw that with Michael Irvin. It was fucking horrible. Dallas lost Alvin Harper, Ken Norton, Russell Maryland. I mean, they lost all of these players that nobody gave a fuck about because Jimmy Johnson created a team. Getting back to this last point, football is a team sport. It's not an individual sport. So to discount a player because he's a system quarterback is just as wrong. And I'm not saying that's not. There's no. You could be one or the other and still be the greatest. Because Montana, you could argue, was a system quarterback.
Absolutely.
Because Young came in and took over.
Yeah.
But then here's what people forget about Joe fucking Montana, which Tom Brady I don't think could ever do.
He goes to the Chiefs and he takes them to the playoffs.
The last team to take him to the AFC fucking championship game was it twice.
Look,
at the end of his fucking career,
I think we can
with a broken back.
I think we can all agree, right? The
Pre-sketchers.
The way people discredit Montana is like he wins another Super Bowl with the fucking Niners because they won one with Steve Young and he's taking the Chiefs to the playoffs, and he missed a year to injury.
And when he was on the sideline in that Super Bowl,
Yeah.
he could have played. They did the same thing that happened to Romo.
Have you seen any of these guys right now? These guys, the top quarterbacks in the draft class. Have you watched any of these guys?
Brett's the only person I feel like I can piss during the episode with.
Yeah,
He's going to carry this.
Go for it.
We're going to be fine.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I like the kid from Oklahoma.
You like Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, I like that kid.
Why do you like him? He's Johnny Manziel number 2 in my opinion.
I don't think so, man. I mean, there are some comparisons. The kid's a competitor, man, and he's a classy kid. He's not a jerk off. Who's the other
He's not a jerk off. He got tackled by the cops like an idiot. You've seen the video?
Dude. You all just admitted to doing cocaine at 21.
I've never done cocaine.
All right, I'm just saying
I agree. Look, I was a total jerk off. But
I was a huge jerk off.
I also wasn't playing.
I used to go out at night with just a vest on. Okay?
What? We got any pictures of this?
Somewhere. I mean, that's like fucking awful. I had an Italian horn earring.
Wait. You would go out with just a vest.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No shirt underneath. Just
no
a
shirt
fucking
underneath.
Vest. Just a vest and fucking abs.
What color vest?
Huh?
What color vest?
I had like fucking 10 of them.
It's like straight up Jersey Shore shit, bro.
It was fucking South Florida shit too.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
No, I agree. Dude, trust me. I used to. Okay, here's a confession.
Prano used to do that too.
I had a $sign earring.
Really?
That I wore.
That's worse than my Italian horn.
That's awful.
What are you, fucking Richie Rich?
My brother.
Why the fuck would you have a?
Because I was such.
Were you making money?
Because I was such a douchebag. No. I was a total douchebag.
Now, can I ask you this question?
Yeah.
Who did you get that idea from?
No, here's the deal. I saw it.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah. I saw it in the mall. I was a freshman in college, and at the time I had just my left ear.
That's a college decision.
Yeah.
Did you have a Dookie Link rope chain?
Yeah.
And a fucking Kango?
I had just my left ear pierced. I ended up getting them both pierced. And
You ended up getting them both pierced?
yeah. I had the
Did you have hoops?
Oh, I had the little cubic zirconium.
Yeah,
I was such a douche, man.
dude, I have two on top of each other. I had the
No, you don't.
I had the diamond and the Italian horn hanging, and I also had the Italian mullet and how much I bent shaved in the side of my head.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, I'm kidding. Actually, Steve Simone, I think, made the joke.
That's amazing.
He knew somebody. No, I actually had my number shaved in my head.
Yeah, I could see
My
that.
football number.
But my brother stole it from me. So I was a freshman in college.
Your fucking dollar sign earring?
Yeah, my older brother, who was way bigger than me, who was like, dude.
He didn't steal it to wear it. He stole it
What
so
are you,
couldn't have it.
fucking Virgil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virgil. That's a great reference right there.
Fucking Ted DiBiase?
I was such a douche, man.
Of course you were.
I used to wear my visor like backwards, upside down.
Okay, so let's not shit on the kid from Oklahoma.
Yeah, okay. But I did see
Who's
something.
But also,
who's being treated like a fucking NFL god.
I'm just saying, I think he'll be Johnny Manziel number
But
2.
also,
That's my opinion.
I heard on my way to the bathroom, I heard you say, "What do you see in him?" I feel like he's Johnny Manziel too. I feel like maybe what he sees in them is what you saw in Johnny Manziel when you predicted he was going to be a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, and I was
on
completely
this very
wrong.
Show.
See, I didn't predict him to be a Pro Bowl quarterback.
No, but Ruther loves to forget that he.
I have
fucking
not
loved
forgotten that
Johnny
because you
Manziel.
love to bring that shit up every fucking
but
time.
Every time I
Prano.
go on Twitter now, you're
All right,
trashing
Laverne,
Johnny
Shirley,
Manziel.
calm down, all right? Squiggy, do me a favor. Grab me a fucking... Grab me a fucking water. No. What the fuck was I going to say?
You know what I saw though?
Oh, no, like, what's the kid from Florida State, the one that plays for the Bucks now?
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, and then you had the other kid that plays the other black kid plays for Carolina.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, all these kids, like, they were good kids.
Yeah.
But they're kids. They're fucking children. And everybody expects them to act like adults. The thing that makes me laugh, too, is how celebrities, like movie stars and rock stars, it's so fucking acceptable for them to fucking do dope, get in trouble.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fucking have all these different girls. But because an athlete does something, it's almost like, they're the plague. They're the scum of the earth. Meanwhile, most of these kids come from no money.
That's a good point.
Whatsoever. Thanks, cuz. They got, you know what I mean? They come from inner city fucking circumstances.
Well, it's the same thing, and I'll give Ruther a little credit on this one because he says it often. It's like you have to perform. If you perform, like Lawrence Taylor was smoking crack. But Lawrence Taylor was also the MVP
That's
of the NFL.
Thing. I don't give a shit what you do. I always say
you
that.
have to do it.
Just perform on the field.
But if you're
that was my thing too. I don't care if you kneel, stand,
dude. Just fucking play.
Just cover the spread.
You know what's funny though? Bringing up,
dude, my whole fucking fantasy team took a knee.
Bringing up Cam. The reason I bring up this year's class is because I was reading on. I can't find it because I put the wrong article down.
Get in trouble in high school or college?
Yeah, he stole laptops. But here's what's crazy.
Hope he flipped them, made a profit.
In 2011 or 2012, that draft class, I read a good article on NFL.com comparing it, saying everyone's all hyped. There's Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen. There's all these guys.
I like the kid Sam Darnold, too.
Okay, you like Baker Mayfield. There's all these guys. But the analogy they use that draft class, they go look at I think it's the 2011 draft class. They go listen to who the top 12 picks were as far as quarterbacks, who are now not even in the league.
Yeah.
You had Cam. Obviously, he panned out. Jake Locker went 8.
Yeah, I remember Jake Locker.
He played 3 fucking years. Christian Ponder went 12. And there's, I'm forgetting one more. But the argument was that it was basically saying this sounds like that draft class.
Well, my problems with this draft class as a Giants fan.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. How does it sound like that draft class?
Because that draft class, people. Here's the
there were
analogy.
so many guys that they were high on, but only.
Okay, so why doesn't it sound like the '83 fucking draft class?
No, because here's the analogy
all
I'll
those
use.
guys panned out.
Here's the analogy I'll use.
That's my point. You can't. Every draft class with a lot of quarterbacks are going to.
No, because
why don't you compare them to '83?
Because they try to. It's like this is what it is. Teams try too hard for the quarterback, right? It's like that dude or that chick who's trying so hard to be in a relationship, and they force it, and they end up settling. And I feel like these teams fucking settle.
Did that happen?
I mean, not for me, but I'm just saying, people fucking settle.
Who the fuck wants to be in a relationship?
I'll tell you my
Trevor?
issues with this draft class. He's got a girl.
Oh, never mind.
As a Giants fan, we have the second pick. Here's my issue. I can go down the line.
Did you see Jersey Guys, by the way, that on NFL Films, that documentary?
What? The one with Parcells?
About Munaki and
No.
Oh, you got to fucking watch that, dude. It's on the 86 Giants. It's fucking unbelievable.
I just watched the 2 Bills.
How New York City fucking was made. I forgot about this, man. You remember this when New York City didn't want to have the ticker tape parade for them? So Munaki's like, we'll do it. They're right behind the Meadowlands, and then it showed how the team and the community, they were always hanging out. Like fucking Billy Ard owned a 7-Eleven. He was getting coffee in the morning. Bill Parcells would get coffee every morning. It's a great doc. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you about your second pick.
Here's my issues with the quarterbacks. Okay, you got Rosen. The guy's already had 3 concussions, and he's a Jew. I mean, honestly, what's the last great Jewish quarterback we had?
Sid Luckman.
Yeah, exactly. but look, the Giants.
Bernie Menkowitz.
The Giants have a guy who hasn't missed a game
1924.
in 200 games. You're going to take a guy who had 3 concussions in a season? Then you got Baker Mayfield. Your headband, unless you're fucking Daniel LaRusso, you lose the headband.
Yeah.
Okay? Then you got
LaRusso,
Darnold, and when we watched Darnold 2 years ago, he was great. We watched him in the Rose Bowl, great, whatever. But he's already a little overweight. It's like this is like a chick. Like I'm not dating. If a 25-year-old's a little like if I meet a girl right now and she's a little overweight, she's 30.
Ben Roethlisberger was a little overweight.
Yeah. But I mean, he's not Ben Roethlisberger.
He doesn't have that build. Yeah.
If you're a little chunky and you're 22, I'm like, what's really?
Did you guys? But I'm
here?
saying, if you want to predict, did you predict Ben Roethlisberger was going to be a fucking great quarterback?
No, because I fucking met him at a party, and I thought, because I'm from Ohio, and a bunch of my boys went to Miami, Ohio, and I was like, this douchebag is a cocky prick. He's going to be nothing, and I was completely fucking wrong.
Yeah, do me a favor. Stop trying to assess talent, all right? Because you're wrong.
Well,
you get too personal with it.
I'll tell you the guy I like as a Giants fan. Forget at 2.
You want to get a quarterback.
I actually don't.
Don't.
I actually don't.
Class.
I want to trade down. I'll take fucking Nelson from Notre Dame. Let's give us a guard. Let's take.
What about Saquon Barkley?
Or Saquon, fine. But I don't know. I've said this before. I don't know that our running backs are bad. I know our offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Your offensive line is rough.
Barry Sanders can get yards behind a fucking bad offensive line.
No, he can't.
But Darkwa.
Wait, where'd you get that from?
But I'm saying he wasn't.
He had Lomas Brown. This is the big misconception with that thing.
My point is...
They ran a run-and-shoot offense.
Right.
That's the only problem. The offensive linemen were fucking great, and they kept winning the Central that decade. Because I'm tired of that argument.
Because Brett's a fucking Emmitt Smith guy.
No, I'm a Walter Payton.
Okay,
Brett
that's fine.
I would take Emmitt over Barry.
My point is...
All right.
My point is a great running back, whatever. They'll make it... They'll survive. I don't know. I don't think anybody that's on the Giants is a fucking game-changing running back, but I don't know that Wayne Gallman isn't serviceable. I don't know that he's
strengthen
not
your
Ahmad
argument.
Bradshaw.
To
he's
strengthen your argument,
Bradshaw.
though, it's not a running.
What do you make of that
anymore.
trade, Prano?
What's that?
The Jason Pierre-Paul trade.
It's the same thing as we were talking about with Brett's Cowboys.
Cut
It's
money.
like they're going to have to pay Odell Beckham Jr. They're going to have to pay Landon Collins. The only thing I don't like about the Jason Pierre-Paul trade, first of all, also we're making a move to a 3-4. The only thing I don't like is he's probably going to go to Tampa Bay and be Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah.
Didn't he go to Tampa?
Yeah. He's going to go to... he's
in Florida. I mean, the guy's fucking legit.
Yeah. But
He's
now
from there, right? Didn't he go to South Florida?
He's from Miami.
But it's a completely financial
Miramar,
decision.
maybe.
No, he went to...
he went to USF, though, right?
South Florida, yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying he's from Miami.
Yeah. So,
Bro, I mean, did you guys see the memes? I couldn't stop laughing. The fact that he doesn't have a fully functioning hand, and he goes
they had the hook
and
with
he goes
it?
to a fucking pirate team. I mean, come the fuck on.
That's tremendous.
You couldn't script that shit.
That's fucking tremendous.
I like Lamar Miller. Like, take him in the late round. Take Lamar Miller in the second round. I'll take fucking a Lyman or Barkley, and then the second pick of the second round.
To strengthen your lineman argument,
Lamar
I'm telling
Miller.
you, to strengthen your lineman argument, the running backs are pretty interchangeable now. I mean, every once in a while you get a guy like Zeke. That's
I agree.
That's like people. Again, the impact of Zeke is not just running, it's passing out of the fucking backfield.
Right.
Oh, and he's probably the best blocker, in football in the backfield. I mean, it's like having an extra offensive lineman. But with that being said, I agree with you. You need to build your offensive line, man. And
what's the last Super Bowl team that won with a fucking
Billy Ard.
A standout back is really just Marshawn in the last however many years. I mean, my Giants won twice.
Well,
with
Marshawn Lynch,
Bradshaw and Jacobs. It's like that's something you just have to.
That's another question. If they hand the ball off to Marshawn and Vinatieri misses 2 field goals, are you still arguing Brady?
Well, what do you always say, Joe? If my aunt had a dick, she'd fucking. She'd
but
be
I'm
my
just,
fucking
I'm
uncle.
curious.
Look, I don't care either way. I'm not.
I know you don't, but
I'm not.
You've got Ken Anderson. I get it.
No.
But you got Boomer Esiason.
There's no. I mean,
by the way, you know what's crazy? Boomer Esiason won. People don't realize this.
He was a great quarterback.
He won the MVP.
Yeah, I know, man.
The year that Montana fucking beat Boomer. If you look up Boomer's numbers,
more MVPs than Derek Jeter.
If you look up Boomer's numbers, Brett, I actually rewatched from start to finish that Bengals Super Bowl because I was like 6 when that shit.
Now,
happened.
didn't Montana make you cry? Did you see how great he was,
dude?
Did you see that last fucking drive? He was just precision.
I literally was trying to recreate history in my head when I was up late watching this shit on my TV, and I was like,
"Why would you put yourself through that?"
Because I was 6 and I don't remember it. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this. Boomer Esiason, and I was texting my brother about that. He's like, dude, how bad was Boomer? My brother's older than me. He's like, I remember that shit. Boomer Esiason was the MVP quarterback. He had, if you look up his stats, one of the all-time worst Super Bowl numbers. He was like 8 of 17 for 83 yards and an interception.
Well, I remember because I was 40 at the time.
You aged great, man.
Well, what they did was
right after his
Icky Woods was like
comedy
fucking,
special.
Icky was really they focused a lot on the run game.
Yeah,
and I think they.
But Icky and James Brooks, they had a good little 1-2 combo going.
Fuck yeah, they did, man.
Yeah,
but from what I remember, I got to watch it again. They switched the offense up. They were trying to do something different. I'm a big, is it proponent? You dance with the girl you came with.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You came to you fucking just don't. There's no smoke and mirrors. That's why I took the Eagles. The Eagles are a better team than the
overall for sure, roster wise. Yeah.
And on the other thing, I wouldn't have taken him. I mean, Nick Foles was playing fucking lights out against the Vikings.
Big Dick Nick?
Dude, I had no idea, man. I mean, when I watched that game, I go to my brother. I said, "The fucking Eagles are winning, man. This kid's on a mission."
What do they do?
And people forget he won 12 games like 2 years before that.
But what do they do with him, guys? Do
yeah,
they
you got the Super Bowl MVP or Carson Wentz?
But that's
a
what
good question.
Well,
That's
they
what I'm
have
saying.
they have to keep him because Carson Wentz is going to be back. And
But
you got
do you sit like do you realistically?
But why?
That's-
Why do you have to start Carson?
That's what I'm saying.
No, dude.
No, but you know what you said.
It's an interest-
No, I didn't
No,
say
no,
that.
no, you know what you did.
I said they have to keep him. I actually said they have to keep him because Carson's not going to be ready for week 1, I don't think. And why
No.
would you rush him back?
No, he's not going to be ready
the whole
for at
thing.
least.
He should sit next year.
I think he should sit all year.
Yes, sit him a year. Let him learn. Let's see what Foles
They've
can
never
do.
won a fucking
and
Super
if
Bowl.
Foles starts fucking,
But
it's
it's Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia. They lose one game. People are going to be throwing batteries at Nick Foles and being like, "Fuck, Carson Wentz was going to be the MVP." That's the part about playing there. That specific place. It's really a no-win situation for both of those guys.
Yeah.
You would think it would be a win-win. You have the Super Bowl MVP and the guy who people thought the MVP, but it's Philly. So whoever loses the first game, it's gonna be they're gonna be throwing snowballs at you. They're gonna be fucking calling you racial slurs. Like, it's over. It's Philly. So I think you start him until he loses a game or two, and then you make the move.
I agree. Well, I would say you still got to stick with him. Let him sit, heal up.
Can we talk about this Michael Bennett thing for a minute? We
Yeah.
got to talk about this.
Go ahead.
So
You can do whatever you want. It's your show.
I know you don't normally plug other podcasts, but Simmons had both of the Bennett brothers on.
I know he did.
It was a fantastic
Who did?
episode.
Bill Simmons.
had
really?
Martellus and Michael Bennett on together. And I'll tell you what, the one thing, talking about quarterbacks, and we talked about Jameis Winston before, my favorite part about it was he was like, some guys, they try so hard to be the leader because they're supposed to be the quarterback, whatever. He's like, remember that fucking guy? And he couldn't even think of his name. He's like, who's on the fucking Bucks eating the W? He's like, we would just be rolling our eyes at that shit. And he's like, Tom doesn't fucking do that. He's talking about Brady. He's like, he doesn't say shit. He's just Tom Brady.
So
Tom Brady, you know, I got to rethink this too, man. 'Cause I'm saying, man, I mean, how do you not fucking love Brady, though? I love the story of Brady.
You can't go wrong either way.
I love everything about him.
Brady or Montana, you can't go wrong.
I mean, again, I have no allegiance to Montana other than him being Italian. The kid ruined my fucking childhood, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
that's all good. So Bennett,
He shoved somebody, right?
yeah. So this whole thing is so bizarre. He's indicted on a grand jury from not this Super Bowl, the one in Houston, the last one that the Atlanta,
Yes.
New England won, for pushing a 66-year-old paraplegic woman who worked at NRG Stadium. Dude, they're making this huge fucking charge, and
Well, he's probably getting charged with what happened to her.
well, she's just saying she got bruised and whatever. But, dude, they've been sitting on this. He's also been outspoken about the cops, about all this shit, and obviously the whole thing with Vegas. My point is, how can you not look at this shit and say, dude, they're just trying. This is a gotcha, right?
Well, I think, though, he was instructed not to do. Like, there was some type of procedure that, again, it's probably going to get lessened. It has to.
But Brett, my point is, he's been outspoken about the cops, right? I mean, Brandon, I don't know if you felt like,
Yeah.
But he did lie.
no,
I mean, we're talking about two different things.
we
It's
are.
one thing about being outspoken. It's another thing from contriving a fucking story.
The thing in Vegas, yeah.
I mean, that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
He could still be outspoken and not contrive a story.
But to me, this is almost like the.
So you think it's getting back? I think it's
It's like the
stupid
OJ thing. It's like the OJ thing.
What is the OJ thing? He
But-
ended up doing it.
No, where OJ.
Right. Ruther's saying that the second penalty was basically for the murders and not for him fucking, like, you don't go to jail for 9 years for fucking
I
stealing
wouldn't be
some merchandise
Yeah.
back.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're basically saying, hey, you lied. You made up the shit about the cops. We're going to get you. Dude, they've been sitting on this for a year and a half. They would have charged him earlier.
Yeah.
They would have. They point blank would have charged him earlier.
Well, you gotta. It's trust me, man. The legal system in itself is fucked up.
It's fucked, right?
Dude, if you ever get a charge, it's fucking the worst, man. That's why back in the day, I just used to like the cops. Just beat the fuck out of me and send me home. No, then you got to get a lawyer. And
Yeah.
You got to fucking, you got to go through things in
Yeah.
6 months. You can't go nowhere. You got to come home. Just
Yeah.
a pain in the fucking ass. I mean, it could be, it could not. I mean, I think it's. I don't know the full story. I know that, and I can't see.
Well, this is
fucking old.
This is the story.
But
he rushed
he was
on.
told they were specifically told not to.
Yeah, he pushed
and
security.
Then there was endangerment. So he's getting charged with like an endangerment charge. Correct?
He's accused of ignoring instructions from multiple security guards who told him to use another access point to get onto the field. Instead, prosecutors say he pushed through the throng and injured a paraplegic security guard. Per the DA's offense, the injury of the elderly charge carries a maximum penalty of 10 years and a $10,000 fine.
We know that's going to get
For sure.
lessened. Okay, so this is what I remember. I mean, again, they were like, you can't, and he's like, fuck you, and he went through anyway.
He basically was like, I'm fucking Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
brother's
Yeah.
on that team.
I big dog the fucking security guard.
And they're like, we don't care, and he's probably like, fuck you, I make money more, whatever.
Yeah.
Try to barge through and hit this lady, and I do think that they're trying to teach.
You know what I heard he did afterwards? He then parked.
But I don't think. Wait, really quick. I don't think it's in retaliation.
I can't even get the joke in.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's too late. I was gonna say then he parked in her handicap spot. That's what I was trying to get to. Anyway,
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good.
I say a lot of things on here that I shouldn't say, and people always go like, "Oh, don't." But hey, are paraplegics? Do they make the best security guards? Should you? I mean, I'm all
Wait,
about.
was she a security guard?
Yeah.
66-year-old
I'm all about
female
look,
paraplegic.
I'm not saying a paraplegic couldn't be president.
Never
I'm not saying a
mind.
paraplegic couldn't fly drones. I'm not saying a paraplegic, if they work the fucking hand paddles, can't be a NASCAR driver. Security guards? Is this like you run upstairs? It's over.
I don't
escaped.
think they're there for protection. I think they're there for field control. Getting back to his thing, I do think they're trying to teach him a lesson. I just don't know if it's in retaliation for him making the story up. I do think that this is bullshit in a sense. I mean, I don't know how bad she was hurt, but from
Maybe she's
from
a
what I
Cowboys
heard,
fan. Now they signed with the Eagles.
maybe.
She wants to press
Could be.
charges,
Could
right?
be.
But how is it not retaliation? Again, because they're sitting on it for a year and a half.
What do you mean?
What I mean is,
Dude, it
if they
takes
would've-
a lot. It takes a while to
that's
charge
what I'm saying.
sometimes.
Brett, if they would have
Trust
charged
me.
it, if they would have charged him, they would have already charged him.
I'm
No,
just saying,
not necessarily,
I'm just saying,
man.
think about how long it would take her to even get down to the office to press charges. You know what I mean?
gotta keep
she had,
setting them up.
She had to wait for them to fucking make it handicap accessible. They
That's
had
a good
to,
point.
They had to build a ramp just for her
Yeah.
to get in the building.
There was a lot of factors involved.
I think it's going to get lessened. He'll get
Yeah.
fined. And,
You think they're gonna cut off his legs maybe in this?
You guys are awful. You guys are fucking blasphemous cocaine using.
I don't use
Scumbag.
cocaine.
I almost spit out my drink, which would have actually improved the carpet in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this carpet looks like a fucking porn theater. There's just shit
Looks
everywhere.
like Gorilla Jesus was murdered
Brett's
here.
mowing through the waters. By the way,
Yeah.
he's two down.
Oh yeah, I love them.
Are you a big drinker? You're not a big drinker anymore, are you?
I was never a big drinker, and
Yeah.
I haven't had a drink since New Year's Eve.
Well, yeah, take me through the thought process on this.
I
What
just don't
you were
feel
just
like it, man.
trying to get back in
I
shape.
just feel clearer, man. I'm not a big fan of getting fucked up. I even stopped chewing tobacco, everything. Because it's a typical Guido thing. This garlic flavor.
We had one night in the secret bar at the Comedy Store. You were pounding beers.
Yeah,
you were
I was-
making me drink. I was
Dude,
like, this is not normal for me.
I just found myself drinking too much. I was looking bloated.
That's what I thought.
I had no clarity.
I know Italians. It's a vanity thing. That's the thing. You want to be a little trimmer. You want to get up be able to get up in the morning, work out.
Yeah, but I still don't. I still fucking sleep in. I'm getting the fucking gobble-neck now. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ruth. I didn't mean
No, it's all
I didn't
good.
mean to get blood on your floor.
It's all good, man. It's all fucking good. Now that Brett's saving that money, he should use it on SeatGeek, right, Prano?
That's right. Get him some Cowboys tickets.
That's right. The season's around the corner, and baseball season's around the corner, guys. So if you need to get tickets, hop on SeatGeek. SeatGeek, not SeatGeek.
Seat geek.
SeatGeek. There we go. We only do this ad every episode, but I still can't even fucking say the word.
the heater, Rick.
Hop on SeatGeek, get those tickets, or you can get them for anything. That's what I love, Joe. You can get them for comedy shows, concerts, Broadway. Are you a play type of guy?
You know what? I kind of like Leontine Price. I liked Aida. But yeah, I could do a musical every one.
All right.
A little Les Mis.
Well, you can get those tickets on SeatGeek because best of all the listeners get $20 off their first SeatGeek purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter our code today. Again, that's in the settings tab, guys. I know it's difficult at times. Just go to the settings tab, Click add a promo code and enter DIRTY, DIRTY. That's promo code DIRTY for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase.
God, I want to make love to your mouth.
Do you? Me or Trevor?
We'll cut that part off when we send that ad to SeatGeek.
That's all right. They'll love that. That's a great add-on.
Yeah, I was trying.
Are you a baseball guy at all?
I mean,
You don't have a team though.
Yeah, I love the Yankees, man.
You're a Yankees guy.
Yeah, I told you we talked about this. Don Manning's my, but I'm not. I'm not those guys. I like even basketball. I don't try and talk it. Football's
Stick
my
with what
my
you know.
passion.
Well, we got to talk about this story. Dude, I love this story. This
guy.
This is amazing.
This guy's living. This is what I dream. This is the life I dream about.
So the headline is ex-MLB pitcher Greg Reynolds awarded $2.3 million after punching attacker on LSD.
Yeah.
So this guy, and I don't remember him.
Who attacked him that had that much cash?
Yeah, so this guy, he played a few years for the Reds and the
He was
Rockies.
with Cincinnati.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember him. He was awarded $2.3 million in a civil lawsuit because he punched someone in self-defense after a neighbor who was hosting a party. Some guy showed up that was cracked out of his mind on LSD, and he broke into the guy's house, and basically they got in a skirmish, and the guy was half naked and threw the lawsuit because when he punched him, it fucked up his knuckles.
Yeah.
So they said it ruined his pitching career. So they took it to a civil lawsuit. And
When I read the headline, I thought somehow he was on LSD and punched somebody and got awarded money. I was like, this guy's got the trifecta.
No, so basically, and he said
just rolling around fucking on acid, punching dudes in the face and making money.
He said he couldn't come back because it affected his hand for the rest of his career, fracturing his knuckles and the whole process. So he got $2.3 million for that. For punching a guy.
Strong.
It's a litigious society we live in. Where
That's why Bennett's getting trumped up and fucking.
Just be like, I wasn't a very good baseball player. I'll take $500,000.
Hey man, well, I just want to know how much cash this fucking druggy hippie had. You know what I mean?
The assaulter, Dominic Pintarelli. Your people.
Paisan.
Your guys' people, yeah.
No, he ain't one of us.
I'll tell you.
Doing LSD.
He didn't listen to his fucking uncle.
He's a fucking embarrassment to himself.
I don't care if you
ashamed.
rob your neighbor, but if you do all your LSD,
Hey,
you're
excuse
fucking
me.
dead to me. Dead.
This guy fucking run around naked, hair everywhere. Smelled amazing. Like, this fucking guy broke my hand, but he smelled fucking amazing. Did I show you the video where I bought a new bottle? I was breaking in a bottle of cologne in the car.
You showed me it.
I got to post it on my I'll post it on my Instagram if you guys. When is this airing? Now?
No, this will
Monday.
air. This will all drop Monday.
All right, I'll save it on my Instagram. Bought a new bottle of Izzy Miyake today. Celebrated in the car. It's a good day.
How many times a year you got to buy cologne? Twice a year?
Well, I have all different types of scents. Night scents. I got a day scent.
scent,
I got a
day
fucking
scent.
gym scent.
You want to hear something, Ernst? I've never ever purchased any cologne. I put it on once my entire life.
Yeah, I can see that. I can look at your carpet and your fucking pagan ape picture up there. Fucking
Pagan ape.
godless.
You're pagan ape.
Faith.
I'm a sick fuck, bro.
Huh?
I'm a sick
Yeah,
fuck.
man. I could tell.
I'm just a
You got
degenerate.
water bottles on the floor.
Yeah. Come on, Trevor, do something.
Yeah, Trevor, go ahead. Do me a favor. Go walk around the block. That's my favorite line at the beginning of The Godfather when they're at the wedding. Go do your job. Go walk around the block. Go do your job. Remember?
I think we should give
Look at
Trevor LSD.
$20,000 in small bills. Sweet tunad.
Trevor, how do you think you'd be on LSD?
I've taken acid before.
You're
taking
fucking.
acid?
You know what, Trevor?
It's because his mom's Italian, not his dad.
Yeah,
His
what the
dad was
fuck is
Italian.
wrong
He
with
off all
you,
these
man?
drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
I'm from NorCal, man. We get
Oh yeah,
get
that's
crazy
true.
up
That's
there.
true. That's right. That's
we
part
get,
of your
we
culture.
get crazy. Yeah, you
It's
guys
like
are
you take a
chill.
little
Yeah.
acid, you take a little acid, you go out to wine country.
Exactly.
Have
You go
fucking
run around
Merlot.
the vineyards.
So, Brett, are you? Who's
Go
your
to Alcatraz.
Who's your NBA team then?
Heat.
Oh, that's right.
I like the Heat.
What do you guys think of this Steph Curry injury? It was news today. So he's out possibly 6 weeks. Now, Joe, you were
Him
just
and Kyrie.
Kyrie's
hurt, too.
Carry a name on the road that I must travel. Kyrie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
You guys go to brettcomedy.com. Steph Curry loves my special. You know that?
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
Sent me an email.
Yeah. What'd it say?
God bless.
God bless. I heard he watched it with his little daughter, right? His cute little daughter that he's always
I don't think
parading
he
around.
is. Yeah, he's like really. He's such a good dude, man.
He is a good dude.
So, all right, talk about. Do you think he could have been setting 3-point records if he was playing in the 90s.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You think that the fucking Pistons would allow him to?
I mean, this is
You
what,
think
this is what
you
I-
think the fucking Knicks, Pistons, Pacers,
Well, this is what I
Bulls
always
would have allowed this to
This
happen.
is what I always say because people love to like go like, oh, Steph Curry's it's soft.
He's not soft.
But Reggie Miller was a fucking 4-time All-Star. Reggie Miller's not a tough guy.
Yeah, but it's
Reggie
getting
Miller
those
wasn't-
shots off. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not
Reggie
saying,
Miller got those fucking shots off.
not all of them.
No, but he was a
He
4-time
didn't
All-Star.
He didn't sink 63 of them in a game.
No, but my point is, would
I'm
he have
just
been?
saying.
He's also shooting from. He shoots like 50% from 35 feet.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
listen,
going deep.
He's not coming to
Kid's
the lane.
amazing. Kid's amazing.
Kid's not coming to the
But,
lane
yeah,
maybe
but
in the 80s.
I think
but
the
he's
argument
making those
is
shots.
he's so fucking quick that these guys can't even take him out.
But yeah,
back in
but
the
my
90s.
point is, forget going to the lane. Forget Steph Curry's got great handle, whatever. Take all that out of it. There was guys in the NBA, fucking Mark Price, Reggie Miller, Jeff Hornacek.
Jeff Hornacek.
He
He was great on NBA Jam.
Steve Kerr. Like
Glenn
there's guys
Rice.
who were just like we're
Glenn Rice was
just
strong.
shooters, and they survived.
Yeah.
A guy with that, he's the best shooter in history.
Okay.
Hands down. He's
Yeah.
he's got the best jump shot in history.
Yeah, he answered the question.
And
it's-
I don't,
and it's
I'm
the
not-
quickest.
And I'm not a fucking Steph Curry slurper or anything. But
No, listen, man.
His release-
It's unfair to these kids in the era that they play, and it's good that you're sticking up for them.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it. That's why I asked. I'm not an expert. I can't tell you.
Bill Laimbeer was never 35 feet from the basket, so I don't know what he's doing to stop Steph Curry from shooting a 35
Yeah, but I'm
footer.
pretty sure that there would have been some type of fucking
I'm just saying-
physical abuse back then.
Reggie Miller was a 4-time All-Star. Reggie Miller is Steph Curry with
Here's-
less handle and a worse
Here's what
jump shot.
see if you agree with this, because here's what one of my theories again that I like to create out of my head, and just make up. Back when I had just gotten married. I was 32 when they had the ABA. I don't know if you guys remember that.
American Basketball Association.
Now, when they built the ABA,
By the way, when the ABA folded, your wife was -9.
no, what year did it fold? 79, right?
Yeah.
Fell in 79?
I think so. So they basically tried to fuck the ABA. Let's go back to football. When the USFL, let me explain to you why. When the USFL started, okay,
Jesus Christ.
what they did was they brought in players that were big names,
Like Herschel
they got
Walker.
Herschel Walker. Dude, there was some fucking ballers that they paid top dollar for that were
Yeah.
coming out of
Steve
college.
Young,
And
Jim Kelly.
absolutely,
Yeah.
And in their mind, they thought that the star, that the player was going to carry the league, and it was
Sure.
the ABA thought as well. It never happened. It folded. When you're watching games in the 90s and in all sports, there was this element of the team. You knew who everybody was. They played for the team. They played a little different. In my opinion, they've reverse engineered sports teams, and now it's more about the player and the brand. And it just seems like now that they're hanging their hats on LeBron James, but LeBron James playing for 4 different teams
Right.
is not going to carry the league.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can't have one guy that's a great
Yeah.
shooter and expect, is it Cleveland and fucking Golden State again? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's and by the way, in '85, I think when what Bird and Magic did, and this is off memory. There was a documentary about this too, but I know that they made one to bring basketball back to what it was to carry it through the '90s. It was amazing. I think it peaked then. I mean, because you had your Jordan, but you also had teams that could have beat Chicago, even though they didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's all about the brand now. I think it's about the individual players is going to be. This is going to be the downfall of basketball.
But I'll tell you what, it's a different thing. Like the NFL tries to do that. They try to be like the Texans are J.J. Watt, the Giants are Odell Beckham. This is that. Russell
it's always on that
Wilson's the
stupid
Seahawks.
direct TV
Yeah,
poster.
they try to do that, but in the end, like you said, football's a team game. It doesn't
is.
matter if fucking Carson Wentz is your quarterback. If your team sucks,
Yeah.
you're not going to be good. If your team's great, your backup will come in and win.
You need at least on
but
an
in
11,
the NBA,
go ahead.
in the NBA, great players are enough. LeBron James, everywhere LeBron James goes, that team's going to the finals.
Yes, but we're talking about
that's my point.
being invested. I agree. I mean, yeah, of course, you can have one player plays 2 positions. So
Right.
yeah, you can have one player that can change the course of a game. The impact that's never changed. What I'm talking about is the team was the brand, not the player, in a
Right.
sense. I mean, besides Jordan, but at the same time, when you watch the Knicks, I can name fucking Mason, Starks.
I get it.
You know
You
what
were
I'm
a
saying?
Knicks fan. You were a Bulls fan.
No,
you
I
were,
was a Heat fan.
No,
I was
no, no,
Ronnie
no, no,
Cycli,
no, no,
Harold
no. I'm
Hunter.
just saying you to people. You weren't
rhetorically.
Yeah, you weren't a fan.
I just threw out Ronnie Cycli,
Right,
by the
yeah.
way, and Matt Geiger.
Yeah.
But go
Yeah,
ahead.
you weren't. You weren't just a. Matt Geiger had a killer goatee.
It's fucking strong.
You weren't just a fan of the player. I get what you're saying.
Cycli's a great DJ.
Yeah.
No,
talked about it multiple times on
yeah,
the
what
show.
a weird transition, huh?
not. His eyebrows are phenomenal. Let's just let it
Where's,
it
he,
rest.
where's Ronnie Cycli DJing at?
I think he's in Miami.
Yeah,
Is he?
They,
Or is
they
he
have,
in
they have to
Greece?
raise the turntables because he's 7 feet tall, so he can't just be the regular fucking box. He's got to be up here with them.
So wait,
Brett would be like this DJing Ronnie Cycli's turntables.
getting back to your point.
No, I in a sense agree with you. Is
Yeah,
what I'm
so-
saying. Like,
so
like me
as a-
growing up was a kid, from Cincinnati, you didn't have a team, but you loved all the players in the Bulls. Like you could go deep.
Yeah.
But my point is, I think what you're saying is, if you asked, quote unquote, a Warriors fan, like a bandwagon Warriors fan, they're not going to go deep into talking about David West or some of these guys off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like growing up, you could go deep and be talking about like
You can go
Judd.
deep on, like-
you could be talking about Judd Bushler on the
Yeah,
Bulls and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, you can go deep in like at least 7-8 teams.
But actually,
Yeah.
but I disagree with Brett. I think it's actually
oh fuck you, Joe.
it's the I think in some sports I think that's a bad move. It's like J.J. Watt isn't the Texans, Odell Beckham isn't the Giants. But in basketball, I think they're smart to attach it to players because every team has a star. That's what draws you to the game. The reason people
the
go
game,
to the Bucks,
but the numbers are not. They're not there anymore, Joe.
what are you talking about? The NBA is thriving.
No, I'm saying viewership's down
Viewership is down.
Wait,
in
it
everything
is?
for
in the NFL. Absolutely.
in the
It's down
but-
a little bit,
But
yeah, but-
that's all. But that's
Check
all,
it out. Check it out. If viewership
Yeah.
dropped in the NBA.
No.
But that's because
Okay.
everybody's watching shit on fucking
Because
YouTube.
aren't they trying to?
Hey.
Aren't they trying to do a bracket system now for basketball?
Yeah, but you know what? That's because everybody's watching shit on YouTube Red, which you should also be watching stuff on, like Cobra Kai, and they can't. Like the Nielsen ratings don't tell you who's watching shit with cord cutters. Just like you're never gonna get a fucking Nielsen rating for Cobra Kai, Brett. Because
They're
you're
up,
on the
actually,
fucking
Brett.
web.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they're doing great.
NBA national ratings are on the rise, and the league's attracting tons of hard-to-grab younger viewers, according to awfulannouncing.com. Yeah.
But it's also. Do you know how many people used to watch fucking Cheers?
Yeah, but that's the other.
they say
thing.
it's up 17. It was up 17% from 2012, 2013.
The amount of people that watch
what-
Cheers is 50
But what
times
was
the
it
amount of
down
people
before
that
that?
watch Big Bang Theory because
Well,
there
no,
was
no, the
fucking
streaming,
5
absolutely,
channels.
absolutely.
You know
the
what I
streaming
mean?
comes into play, but at the same time, you watch Cheers and you laughed. And,
Cheers is the best show of fucking all
I
time.
mean,
But
there was also quality as well.
right. But my point is,
And people say that they used to say that about theater. They would be like, "Well, theater's dead. It's we have all these different well, fucking Jersey Boys killed it,
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's because we've gone away from, like, for instance, what was it? When Carolina, didn't they make the playoffs at like 7-9 one year? There was
Yeah.
like there was like more teams under 500 in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have a player. I mean, you're not. There's no of those Redskins, Eagles, Giants, Chargers, Jets, Oakland Raiders, and there was just so much.
Yeah, but I would disagree,
but in
too.
my opinion,
But we're
those,
talking about two sports.
yeah,
here.
in my
Yeah.
opinion, in football, those are the teams that win. Right? Like, look at the Eagles. They weren't a guy.
When
Look at that.
Here's the thing: when Dallas won the Super Bowl those years, it could have been 3 or 4 other teams. You watched that. You didn't know. It was suspenseful.
True.
What the fuck was going to happen between the Cowboys and
But
the
they also
Niners?
beat the shit. How many times they beat the shit out of the Bills?
Even the fucking the Bulls and the Knicks.
This is also
What the fuck was going to happen? The
come on.
Pacers and the,
Yeah.
and the Bulls. there was some
knew the
legendary-
Knicks.
I'm telling you, man, not necessarily, dude. The Bulls
The
were
Knicks
dropping.
never stood a chance against the Bulls.
That's not true. That's
First
a
of all, that's
fucking
horseshit.
farce.
Dude, okay.
That's a
For me
farce.
as a kid, I never, and I was just a kid, I never doubted. Again, I have no stake in the game between
Yeah,
either
you
of
have
those
never
cities.
doubted, but what about Game 6
Yeah,
when
but-
Charles Smith can't make a fucking single
Listen,
layup? In
I had
fucking
just
3
retired
attempts?
from my job at the factory when the Bulls and the Knicks played, and if you didn't doubt it because you were a child. If you were watching that as a fan, you didn't know what the fuck was going to happen, and every game was people were watching.
Yeah.
Every
But my
fucking
bet was
game.
always
and
this.
that's all the way
kind of like how it is now with us and LeBron going to the finals. Until someone dethroned Michael Jordan,
He's never been dethroned.
and that was my point, though. That's why
Yeah.
to me it was never in doubt. Just like until
But
LeBron.
he didn't win. He's not still winning championships, so he was dethroned, right?
He retired.
Yeah, then he came back, and then he wasn't
He was
fucking good.
fucking
Yeah,
saying-
it's
he was
come on.
fucking 40,
Yeah,
bro.
but hold on. Because this is the problem with the Michael Jordan fucking slippers everywhere.
We're not doing Michael Jordan.
I know.
He was making a good
but
point.
my point is,
Nah, but you
My
know
po-
what you said. You
yeah,
know what
but
you
my
did.
point is, you walk away. He didn't walk away knowing he was gonna He walked away because he was like, that was tough. That really took a lot out of me at the end of Game 6. I had to do all this stuff. I had to get this fucking steal. I had to make the shot. He's like, he didn't come back because he's like, it's not a sure thing next year. They've talked about it. That was the final go. Michael Jordan,
because he was smart. Michael Jordan left on top.
Yeah, he left on top. Exactly. Until
the guy's 6-0.
Yeah.
Okay. And he did it with his team. He didn't go anywhere. And the breed of guy that played back then, the mentality of I'm gonna win with this squad.
Yeah, but not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna leave.
But let's remember 6-0. Not this squad. He didn't keep Pippen and Horace Grant. The super team. He went and got a Hall of Famer in Dennis Rodman from his rival. And brought him over to the
Detroit
fucking
was
Bulls.
getting rid of him anyways.
Well, he was already on San Antonio.
Yeah, he was already on
San
Spurs.
Antonio.
But my point is, he took a guy that was on the team
Yeah, my bad.
that was known for beating Michael Jordan. He took a guy from the Bad Boys Pistons. He was like, "You're a Hall of Fame rebounder, defender. Come on!" Like this idea that like we rode with the guys.
Well,
you
no,
went out and you
because
got your
basketball.
guy.
Yeah,
And
but
Kukoc
it's
was
still
a nice little draft pick too.
I'm saying, yeah, but he still was with his team.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know what I mean? And there's that legacy there. Like, where is LeBron's legacy? Is it with Miami or is it with Cleveland?
I think it's with Cleveland.
You think?
Personally.
Okay.
But
I
it could be up for
I
debate.
think LeBron James' legacy is with the fact that wherever he goes, they're in the finals. That's the legacy.
Oh.
His team.
You really? All right, how about this?
It's about legacy,
how about
yo.
fucking Dwayne Wade won a championship without him?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So I'm saying is that you got guys like Kobe and that had did it without wherever they went. They did it with their team. And I'm not, again, man, I'm just playing devil's advocate here because it's not my sport.
Right. But Kobe did it with
You
Shaq.
don't think there's something
right?
to be said that you leave to win a title?
Kobe did it with Shaq.
And then come back and win? I mean, I love that he won with Cleveland. It made the team, the city feel great because it had shit. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying is that he left to win.
But
there's also that other shit.
But they also won, right? And then like if Tom Brady left the Patriots and went to the Niners, and the Niners won, that only makes his legacy that much greater.
Look, I'm a big advocate of not romanticizing the past.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I'm also a big fan of just like these guys are athletes and businessmen. Like
yeah, but
this
that's okay. Then that's like saying you're gonna go watch a comic who's great on social media, so you're gonna put him as one of the best because he sold the most tickets.
No, because the difference is those guys when you put
when you're watching LeBron, LeBron is arguably the greatest.
Yeah, when you put a Vine star,
I don't put him over
doing
Jordan.
comedy. The people come once, and then they go, well.
But the thing is, being a businessman, we're talking about being a fan of sports.
Yep.
So you can watch a game now with the same enthusiasm and excitement, not just being a kid. Because we'll talk about even in the early 2000s, it was still pretty dope. You can watch that with that same. Or are you like, well, it's going to be the fucking Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors?
Here's my point, and I think it's all. But like, I've done
because they dominate both their conferences.
When I think Bret Ernst, I've done your podcast at the Comedy Store. You take me on a tour of the Comedy Store. There's fucking ghosts at the Comedy Store. We're taking pictures in the parking lot. Bret Ernst, you're like, this is the place. You should have been here 15 years ago. This thing. You're doing a spot at the Laugh Factory tonight.
Yeah, I got 2 spots. I'm at the store.
Yeah. But I'm saying,
what the fuck's I got to do with it?
I'm saying,
it's the worst analogy I've ever heard in my life.
No, but you're a businessman,
and I'm doing it in your backyard.
Yeah, exactly. You're a businessman. You're gonna go fucking do a work.
That's different
you're
because
not going
I'm not making money. I'm going there to practice. This is my gym. I'm going to the gym tonight. All right, it's not about business. And again, I'm not putting down businessmen. I'm not saying you should have a brand. Make all the money you can on fucking Instagram. Again, this is where society's going. It's not their fault. You either adapt or die. This is where we're at, okay? This is where we're at now. I'm not shitting on these kids at all. I'm saying is that you're going to see a decline Their numbers are up, but I'm not a sports fan like I used to be.
But I think a lot of that happens with age anyway.
But I also
No,
think,
not necessarily, dude.
I think a lot of times as people get older, they care less.
I also think we talk a lot
don't know.
about legacy. We talk about titles. We talk about all this stuff.
My
like,
stepfather in the 90s said this is the best era he's ever seen sports. I remember him saying that.
And he was right.
He was in
because it
his
just keeps-
60s.
But it also just keeps getting better.
I don't think it is.
The NBA is better than it's ever been.
Really?
The NBA is better than it's ever been.
I'll take your word for it.
Speaking of businessmen,
What do
Prano,
you think? Do you think the NBA is the best it's ever been? Well, see, if you're a kid,
talent-wise, for sure.
we're talking about two different things. I know there's talented players now. We're not saying that.
You're
I'm not
talking about
saying that.
the actual state of the game.
I'm saying the state of the game, watching the games,
Okay.
knowing who everybody is, who's it going to be, the
I gotcha.
excitement. It just seems like that there's like 2 or 3 elite teams and everything else is mediocre.
But we just talked about it. Steph Curry just twisted his ankle. So are the Warriors going to make the finals?
I love that kid.
He's great.
I love that kid.
Who's gonna make the finals out of the West, Brett? You got the Warriors?
No.
Steph Curry. Who he got?
I got to go with the Lakers. No, of course it should be the Warriors.
Well, it should be, but Steph Curry twists his ankle. The Rockets have the 1 seed.
Dude, now you're talking about fucking... we're talking about... all right, let's just say you have 7 healthy teams competing. Okay? If every team in the NBA is healthy, it's going to be the fucking Golden State Warriors.
But they're not even the first in the West.
Yeah.
Hey, Trevor, let me ask you something completely off topic.
That's true. Good point.
I'm just going to do it on air.
You know why? Because there's a guinea running the fucking Rockets. Mike D'Antoni knows the fucking...
Fucking
Mike
A.
D'Antoni's got a fucking...
He's got a gallon mind for
got
everybody.
the fucking Italian horn on his fucking
Is the
neck.
camera getting glitchy when everybody moves? That's what it is.
Why, what's going on? You getting people saying stuff?
Can't
Or
have fucking Italian
No,
people here?
so
Fucking
it gets
Italian.
glitchy.
There's a lot of Italian hand movements going on there.
That's so funny. So the camera...
I thought Mevo was an Italian
Because
camera.
he's texting me, he's like, the camera keeps fucking up, and I'm like, well, that's weird because it never does that. And then I just figured, and that just hit me because Brett's doing
He
all
looks
his...
good. How much weight? He's lost some weight. This kid.
Yeah.
He's very symmetrical.
Well, I'm trying.
Symmetrical.
Yeah, Brett was asking me in the elevator. He's like, what are you
We
doing?
gotta wrap this up. Brett and I have a show to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
backyard.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
an energy drink.
But before we wrap
You
it
want to roll
up,
with me? Oh, no, you can't.
Joe, before we wrap it up, I want to say, I know you and Trevor are looking fresh in those new Movement sunglasses, right?
That's right. I mean, I'm not wearing them
How
right
many
now.
fucking sponsors you guys got? Good for you.
Yeah. We're hustling here, Brett.
I got
you know?
JR's Bar and Grill in Seaside Heights and Maruca's Pizza and Revolution Graphics. Bob Frigiano. How you doing?
Bob Frisch. I hope he listens to this episode. I like
You
Bob
remember him?
Frisch.
He liked
I
you,
love
yeah.
Bob fucking Frigiano. He's a Cowboys guy.
Yeah, he is.
He likes those green pants.
He's a great kid.
He
Yeah,
likes those
that's right.
fucking. He likes those aqua green pants. Don't
I gotta
you, Bob
tell you,
Frisch?
can I just go on record? I want to say something before your fans kill me.
Yeah.
I was just pushing buttons for basketball.
Yeah.
I was dead serious.
You don't like
on
black
football.
people.
No, I'm saying I was dead serious with
Yeah,
football.
yeah.
It's cool. You don't like
This
black
stuff
people. We
was,
get it.
I wanted to
Yeah.
get this going.
Yeah.
You're serious about the Montana Brady thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Glad
Well-
we're on the same. I want to make sure everybody knows you're not.
No,
fucking around.
that's for, I've said everything
Yeah.
football I said, even though I do like Brady. I love his story.
Yeah.
This kid's a stud. I mean, he's no Trevor, but who the fuck is?
Well, I'm serious about these Movement watches, Joe Prano.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How about the movement sunglasses?
Me.
Yeah.
Look at
That's
those.
right. Even better because that's what we got now. The Reveler Polarized. Is that how it's
That's
pronounced?
what I got.
That's the
That's
one you
right.
got. Looking
you
fresh.
Said movement said I could get any sunglasses I want, so I went with the polarized.
Of course, you always go polarized.
You gotta
Nice.
go polarized.
And you know what? You look at those sunglasses, you think maybe $200-300. $90 at movement.com, Prano.
I'm not just
That's
saying
less than
this.
what Brett
Yeah.
pays for cologne.
No, my wife, I think, has a pair of those.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, I'm dead serious.
Your wife's a classy lady.
She's classy. She uses Movement.
No,
But she's
'cause
not
she
spent-
told me. She said she got them online and they're polarized.
Yeah.
And she's not spending your money like a reckless housewife.
Yeah.
You know, she's going movement where they're cheap and good.
Yeah. Quality sunglasses. You get 15% off with free shipping and free returns by going to movement.com/dirty sports. You guys can look as fresh as Brett's wife, as Joe Prano. You add that with the flag and anthem gear.
Trevor Nickel.
Trevor Nickel. He's got a pair coming. So go to movement.com again /dirty sports. You know Movement for how they've revolutionized the watch industry. Now's the time to check out their sunglasses. Go to movement.com /dirty sports. Join the movement.
God, I want to fuck your mouth.
And we just lost Movement too. Thank you, Brett. We appreciate that.
Edit that out, Trevor. Joe was hitting me. Telling me
That's hilarious that you think Trevor can edit that out.
Yeah,
That's-
Trevor can't do anything. Why are you even here? Fuck is your purpose?
I'm here for you.
No,
Brett.
actually,
I'm
Trevor.
here for
I'm
Brett.
going to throw Trevor a bone. He's on top of it. He's letting me know about all the glitches.
Oh, look at this, Trev. I gave him a little speech about being too hard on you last episode. Suddenly, Trevor's doing a
all
great
grown up
around.
now. You're all grown up. Big shot.
I'm throwing him a bone because your hand movements. This will be great for the YouTube video.
Yeah, this is gonna be strong.
So you guys got to do Laz's backyard show tonight.
Yeah. Where else are you going to be, Brett? Let's get your plugs in before we go.
When is this air?
This
Monday.
is
All right, go to brettcomedy.com. Seriously, check out my
1T.
special. 1T. Just moved to All Things Comedy with my podcast, You're on the List, with my ex-engineer to the left of me that just fucking disappeared.
Joey Podcast.
And Joey Podcast fucking left.
I
you still got the surfing one?
I got no. I'm down like 4 podcasts since I did.
Somebody
Joey.
just got this
It's just
one now?
this
Yeah.
now.
I don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
You've been away a
used
while.
to
I
be
don't know if
doing
everybody
Dirty
went up there and told
Politics,
you.
Kooks and Comedy. You're on
Dirty
the list.
Politics was a good
What?
premise.
Here's what I love about Dirty Politics. First episode you guys do here in my apartment. I could hear Brett literally way down my hallway just screaming about shit.
Yeah.
That's odd.
You guys had something going. What happened to that? Just it's too hard.
Joe fucking disappeared, man.
Oh, you put it on Prano.
Oh, definitely. He went on a sabbatical or something and just fucking disappeared. I thought maybe I don't know. He thought I don't know what happened. We can hash it out now. We can hash it out later.
I think 2 busy guys, and
I think it was you.
hey, we'll bring Dirty Politics back. We haven't done a Dirty Politics since Trump got elected. It's a good time to bring politics back.
God, I was on Fitzsimmons' podcast earlier today, and we started touching base on it. And after, it's like people hear politics, they start to haze over, which I
Yeah.
don't blame them. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But that's why Dirty Politics was great,
Yeah, it was
we were
great.
both not party committed.
I'm not at all.
Trump's your guy though, right?
No, I like the idea of him. I just don't know if I like him specifically. But
What do
at
you
the
mean
same
by
time,
idea?
Oh, dude, it's how do you not love what the fuck is going on?
You like the chaos?
Well, I mean,
I like the chaos.
there's something to it. I mean, why is it that 2 parties want this guy out? I mean, I get he's fucking something up. Like even the dossier was being funded by the Republicans and the Democrats.
He's fucking up the norm. Which
Well,
I
think he's close to finding something, and they're all panicking.
But don't you think it's going to go right back to the norm in the
No.
next election?
No, I actually think that's what I said would be the benefit of Trump is like the one good thing that came out of it is
We were a Bernie guy too, right?
I mean not really.
Well, I like the idea
Yeah,
of Bernie.
I like the
think
idea of
Trump
it.
is still doing
Yeah.
what Bernie could have done, but
Right.
just from a fucking another
But
way.
he's not. He's still doing all the Republican bullshit.
I like the idea. I like the idea of Bernie because we talked a lot on the show on Dirty Politics.
Wait, but
like,
what's Republican bullshit?
As far as all his policies, he's still
Like what?
he's just still doing the Republican stuff.
But like what? Be specific.
From the guns to foreign policy, he's still just doing mostly
Well,
the
be
But again,
specific. With
guns. This is my problem with people fucking marching. Is like, what did Obama do about guns? What did Obama do about the fucking military spending? Oh, we're spending a ton of money on drones. Who started the fucking who started jerking off all over the fucking drone program? That's the thing. Is like those aren't party issues.
The other
Okay,
thing is
fair
that
enough. I agree.
Everybody's
these
a
immigration
fucking-
laws were passed by Democrats.
Sandy Hook was forget high schools getting shot up. Those were nursery schools getting shot up. What did Obama do about guns? He didn't do shit about guns.
Yeah,
those were fucking.
no, I'm serious.
kindergartners.
we're mostly going to agree here.
No,
yeah,
but I'm saying everything is identity
marched during that
politics and
shit.
politicized now. Nobody's actually talking about issues, and the thing that's
I agree.
But I'm saying is that like these immigration laws were Democratic laws, and I voted
Yeah.
for Obama.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
But I'm saying like
Racist.
Neither
I
time.
just because you vote for somebody doesn't mean you have to worship them.
I
and
agree.
Not be critical.
No,
of
you're
them.
right.
So internationally, Obama was terrible.
yeah.
I mean, he was not good, and to blame. It's so funny how they deflected the economy for 8 years, then try to take credit for it in a year, and then once it started to tank, they got away from that. Like even all these broads he's clipping that are coming out now.
That means women he's having sex with,
What,
not
what,
Italians.
I'm saying, what are we doing here, man? What the
Yeah.
fuck is going
Stormy
on?
Daniels got the. I mean, she's got the 60-minute
This is what
interview.
I said we got to bring back Dirty Politics because this is what I said.
Is that gonna be the new DSPN show?
This is our little
The best thing that could happen from Trump getting elected, and this is the best thing, is suddenly Everybody cares about every single little thing the president does, which of course you should. Of course you should
But
care about.
Obama got a pass on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
of
for
course
sure.
You should care
'Cause
about
white people didn't
every
wanna look
single
racist.
little thing.
Well, Hollywood would protect. They protect their own. And again, I align with a lot of that.
Yeah.
I just miss the old school Democratic Party, the John F. Kennedy blue collar.
Yeah.
But that's not around anymore.
That's nowhere to be seen.
But I'm saying my ideal situation is. Here's the other thing that these poor kids don't have. These millennials, they don't have a heavyweight champion. No, think about it.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough. I grew up. I had Mike Tyson.
boxing, like
you had
politics, is
Jordan.
fixed.
You had you had all this shit when in the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s. You had a heavyweight champion. You had American excellence. You had just everything. Goodfellas.
It turns out it was all fixed, and just we didn't have the internet to tell us.
Wrestling was
Well, look, guys.
fucking. You had
Hulk Hogan.
the fucking wars.
Hulk Hogan was beating up Iranians. This is
I know,
fucking
yeah,
bad.
I know we could go on for days, but I know everybody's got
I
somewhere
go
to
on
be.
for days and days.
And you
LeBron's
guys got to
displays.
You got to check out Cobra Kai. May
yeah.
Cobra
2nd.
Kai.
May 2nd, and check out my special for free at BretComedy.com.
How can you not check it
And,
out for
and we
free?
just moved to All Things Comedy as well. So if you guys want to subscribe to me and Joe's old podcast, you're on the list. It's just go to Bret Comedy.
How's Petey?
subscribe
How's
everything.
Petey hair and teeth doing?
Petey's fucking doing great, man. His fucking teeth are everywhere.
Yeah.
Kid's been working out. I think he's been juicing between me and you. We talked about it on the podcast.
Petey G.
I think he's doing a couple shots.
I got to get back on the list.
You gotta get back on the juice.
Yeah.
But Pete fucking, it was like an after school special. I meant, there's some shit going on you don't even know
You're
about.
not doing your show tonight. This show's never gonna fucking
No,
end.
Pete, fuck that show. Pete is on all kinds of steroids. He snapped at me and almost attacked me on air. So for all of you on
What
the
was
list,
the list? What was the list in this episode?
Oh, it was like the top. What was
It was
it?
like the top things to snap about Bret on.
No, and then here's the other thing that's being suspect. He's on a show now on Access TV, top 10 shows. He's on every episode. Suspect shit going on over at the
PDG, you suspect.
Nah, we've been breaking this. This has been an ongoing saga for fucking. No,
All right, guys. DirtySports.com.
sorry, didn't mean to bore you.
No,
Andrew.
you didn't
DirtySports.com.
for me.
Bret Comedy for a special. Cobra Kai on Red Tube.
Can I'm so glad I'm back. Thank you for having
It's
me
been
4
too
fucking
long,
years
Brett.
later.
It's been too fucking long.
We'll get you back for football season too.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like we did last year or the year before that. Everybody in this room's suspect except for you.
Except for Trevor.
Trevor's great.
All right,
There we go.
DirtySports.com, JoePrano.com, AndyRuther.com, @FixYourLife. What's your Twitter? Just Bret Ernst?
And hit me on Instagram though, man. I'm starting to get more
Starting to
active.
blow
All right,
up
hit
on
up-
Insta.
Check out me breaking in my cologne.
Check out Brett on Instagram, @AndyRuther. iTunes reviews. You guys fucking know what to do. All right, Dirtballs. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, condoms are for pussies.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.